Hello, everybody. I hope you can hear us. Probably not. Oh, maybe, sort of, kind of,
There's that
maybe.
positivity.
Okay. We're good. Yeah, we're good. Thank God.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, welcome in. Uh, Gian Burb, thank you for the follow. Oh, hello to you too. So,
Hello.
Sorry.
Hey.
What's happening? What's happening? Everyone went really quiet there.
We all got really quiet. What's happening here?
No, that's it. The
I'm
entire
trying to set the
screen,
mood.
complete silence.
I'm trying to set the mood. Okay, so we're just gonna get right into it. I don't. We'll do intros when people go. Or well, I mean, you see, I have ads under everybody's names. That's where you find them. See all the stuff that they're working on. Each and every one of them are my peers, my friends, and my victim players. So.
Excuse me? What?
You want to run that by me again, Chief? What was that?
Huh?
I know why I'm here.
Yeah. Sorry we were late. Work couldn't get it rescheduled. I tried my damnedest, and they're just like, no. I'm like, thanks. Okay. So
You have to work an extra 2 hours today. No.
apparently, but regardless. So I'm just gonna hop right in. Who wants? Okay. So out of Hannibal, I guess I should have Hannibal go first because that would bleed into.
Hannibal
Okay.
first.
Okay. So Hannibal, last we left you were in the street dealing with a police officer who just shot something that was trying to eat you.
That sounds like me.
It just sounds like a regular Tuesday for Hannibal, actually.
Well,
Ordinary
I think I'm in a nightmare. So
Yeah. You're in a
Hannibal's just dreaming.
bit of a nightmare. Yeah. Streaming is a nightmare. So
it truly is a
Telling me.
nightmare being alive. Okay, so
world is a vampire.
Excuse me.
so I know this cop just shot this fool.
Fool.
And like I said, I am like holding out my hand to him. I'm going to look around. Now, this person that he just shot, can I go up and see what their deal is?
The person who just got shot, you want to have a look at them? Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna head up and take a gander at the body. I'm gonna stay probably a little bit further away because I do know the guy that I shot at Macy's. I believe it looked like he moved a little bit. So since I'm in a nightmare anyway, I'm just gonna stay like maybe 5-10 feet back and look at him for a minute. Is he moving?
So what you see is this figure on the ground has had its head sort of just like popped, because I believe the standard issue pistol for a service pistol for a police officer was a 32. So like it didn't like explode. We're not talking like 40, not dirty hairy type stuff. There was just a pin-sized hole that went through like this relative part of the head and a little bit of a larger exit wound. They're twitching, they're writhing, pretty much what you'd expect. But they're moving quite a bit, and you can hear that they're still like breathing and moving, but they're like writhing on the ground, just like fully contracted. The strange thing is, it looks like they've already been through rigor mortis, so like everything's already tensed up, like all the joints and the fingers.
Okay. I'm still holding my rifle, so I'm going to look over at the cop. What's your name, officer?
Cliff Banks. And here is his art. For I think all my players have already seen, but showing for the audience.
Look, Cliff. We're gonna get off the street.
Fuck
yeah.
you. Go on, please.
And I'm going to look around. And is there anyone else on the street besides myself and Cliff?
There's
Get it together.
Oh, God
This is
damn.
supposed to be spooky, goddammit. You were going Clifford, the big red cop in the street.
But
No.
yeah,
So the people in the street would be the two women that were freaking out over the initial attack from the salesman, and that gunshot was pretty much the only thing that was like the two gunshots are starting to attract attention of people, and you see folks down the street like starting to make their way towards you, not in sort of like a "ooh, I'm interested and I want to see what's going on over there," but more so in like a shambling, like kind of just dragging themselves towards it, but they're remaining upright and bipedal, so they're just sort of
that's
shambling,
that's-
as it were.
that's pretty part of the course for my nightmares. So I'm gonna look over a clip. We're gonna head down the street up to my apartment. Then once I wake up, I expect you'll be gone. But, I could use that gun of yours. Still, I do.
Well, but buddy, we are not in a nightmare. I don't know what you're going on about. Okay, but get yourself together. We are very much awake. I really wish I wasn't, but we're awake. This guy's dead. I gotta call this in. I gotta let him know that I just shot.
And I'm gonna point down to this still like moving and twitching body. You ain't dead.
What do you? He'd like come over, is like still like clutching his pistol, like white knuckle tight, and there's still those people are growing closer and closer, and he seems to be tunnel vision between you and this person he just shot, and he would approach and like crouch down, and absolutely right, not quite dead, still there, but you know, sort of like fish-eyed, just blankly staring and trying to move itself around. Mostly, you can tell by the body language, is trying to move towards you or towards now Cliff, who's approached the body.
I'm just gonna be like, you know, too many things that can live after a bullet right here. It's fine, all right? This is all just a nightmare. So, you figment of my fucking imagination. Get out of my way, and I'm gonna go and start walking toward my apartment.
He's gonna reach out and like pinch you in the back of the arm just enough to where like it actually hurts.
I'm going to stop, like turn back to him. Do I think I really feel that?
Do I think I really feel that?
That's why I failed 2 sanity checks, man.
Make another one. Bowman says it's a fresh start. Remember, you
Got it,
can
boss.
spend luck.
Hard
Um,
success.
Hard success.
Yes.
You feel it,
Finally!
and that pinch it hurts a lot more than just a regular pinch because it's a wake up call in the regard that you're already awake, and this is happening. This is real. This is right now. You're not waking up. You are here right now. Things that you have done, you've done in the meat space, as to make a reference to Cyberpunk.
I'm going to very carefully take a cigarette out of my cigarette case and light it. And... Fuck. And I'm going to look around. Clifford, you're gonna walk with me because we're gonna head down to the theater. My sister's performing today. I gotta find my sister.
That's there's a dead guy on the ground. There's a dead guy
Yeah.
in there. There's
And
two
he's
dead
still
guys in there,
fucking
actually,
moving.
now that I'm thinking
He's
about it.
Still moving. If this ain't a nightmare, you better believe it's hell on earth, boy. You understand? You understand what God is? You want him? Look, whatever the fuck you and I did to be in this hell, we're gonna fight our way out. Well, maybe you will. No, I deserve this. But my sister doesn't, so I'm gonna find her. Now you either with me, you against me. You understand me?
You just like look around and you there are more of these shambling figures.
Now that I can see them like slowly shambling and I'm aware that I'm not in a nightmare, I'm gonna take a look at these shambling figures to see if I also think there's something really wrong with them?
Oh yeah, they bear resemblance to the guy who attacked the store manager and the guy that was about to attack you. They're just kind of looked soulless, like AI generated art.
Okay, I'm going to grab him basically by the back of the collar and start pushing him toward my apartment to gather some stuff before we head out to go and find Sylvie.
So you're like escorting the cop along with you.
Oh yeah, I'm full on like an adult like leading a child who's in trouble, grabbing the back of his collar and yanking him, just like, come on, boy, and he can fight me or he can just give up and walk with me because I'm getting away from all these people coming in.
Yeah, he's going along with you. He's pretty like frozen up, but his legs are moving, despite the fact that he doesn't look like anything else is making sense to him right now. He's sort of in the freeze part of the fight or flight.
Yeah. Once I'm like I said, I just went down the street to go to Macy's. So once I'm like back at my apartment building, is there anyone else around? I don't live in a great area, but I'm like, it's mostly offices because I like rented an office and I live in it.
There's people sort of like going out in the street and like wondering what's going on with all the gunshots, and like higher up you see people opening windows and stuff like that and like looking out down on the street wondering what's going on. They see you and a police officer, and a little bit more down the road a corpse, and like more things that look like corpses that are like heading down the street, and they're making the thing that's eerie about these things is like banking off the walls of the like the brick. I guess buildings would just be made of brick at the time and stone.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I guess some would. There'd be just like this weird like guttural sound that was like picking up and becoming sort of like a cacophonous sound of just like just a chorus of grunting, like, and it sounded like people were gargling curdled things.
I'm just gonna wave at anyone who's like sticking their head out a window and be like, get the fuck back inside. And I'm just gonna like slam open the door and start heading up to my office.
Okay, the police officer is following you, and he has his gun in his hands. Like, he has not let go of this thing. His finger is still inside of the trigger guard. He's ready to shoot anything.
If that's the case, I'm going to very gently grab his arm and like try and stop him. Come on, you remember your training, boy. Trigger discipline. You shoot me in the leg, we're gonna have a big problem, you and I.
Right. Yeah. Finger off. Got it. Yep.
You don't point that thing at anything you're not willing to destroy. You understand me?
Understood.
Okay. Now, and we'll get up to my my office. As soon as we're in, obviously we'll lock the door behind us. I know I just have one of those like big glass windows with the smoked glass. It's like Hannibal Riggs, private detective, and I'm like, and it shows my association with the Pinkertons. So I'm just gonna. All right. I have a 45. I have my 30-06, and I got a switchblade. You got anything beyond that?
I have my 32. I have a baton.
Right.
I have handcuffs if I need them. I don't see the point.
No, I don't. I think you can lose the hat, Cliff. I think we're beyond all of that. You understand me?
With the... He'd take his hat off and like look at it.
Yeah, we're inside. Okay,
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, he'd take it off. He's like, oh yeah, let me mind my fucking manners real quick. Like just like.
All right. Now, I'm gonna make a call because my sister was doing a performance today, and if we got whatever the fuck that just was, you read Revelations, boy?
The Bible? I mean, yeah, I haven't been to church in a while, but
How old do I think this cop is?
if you had to take a guess, probably like 22, 23. Like fresh out of the academy type shit.
I'm going to go to my desk and grab my phone and try and call Sylvie's apartment. I assume she's out shopping at this time.
Oh, thank you for the raid, Paul. Sorry, I didn't get a freaking notification. Thank you so much. Hello.
Streamlabs has been a bit weird lately. Yeah.
Hello, Raider.
Bop, 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 bop.
Ah, that's the sound effect. Thank you. Thank you.
Greetings, traders.
Can
Thank
I
you for
just
the
make
red
that noise every time someone raids from now on?
Yes, thank you.
Got
Do it. Yes. Hello, Celia. Hello, Paul. Hello, Lolly. Hello, Tony. Welcome
My
in.
mic is falling.
Let's play some Call of Cthulhu. Anyway, sorry. Where were you, Alec?
Okay. So I'm going to look at this guy. All right. Now, I need to call my sister. So I'm going to call Sylvie, and I assume she's not going to pick up her apartment because she's probably doing stuff.
Yeah, and there's also no line. You don't even get connected to a switchboard. What are they called? The women
Switchboard
that
operators.
Switchboard operator.
I
Yeah, they're just phone operators.
There's
I
a
like-
slang
Yeah.
for them. I don't remember what they're called.
Operators for short. Yeah, there is a slang term. I can't think of it. Just operator.
I pick up the receiver and realize that there's no line, and I'm going to very casually take a drag of my cigarette and then just slam the receiver down into the desk until I shatter the phone. All right,
Jesus,
well,
man. What's the issue?
phone's dead.
It's really dead now, man.
And
I like
I'm going
it.
to look at it. Cliff, we both killed someone today. How about we don't make jokes right now? You understand?
I'm not. I'm just saying that phone probably cost a clam.
Yeah, well, I don't really think cost is a matter right now. If,
Do you think it's the end times or something? What are you talking about?
Well, I know it is. I don't know what you did to be stuck here in hell with me.
I cheated on a test when I was a kid.
Poor fucker.
Damn. Lord shooting low these days. But maybe it's all of us now. An entire world war showing our whole hubris. Look, I need to find my sister. She should be performing, but something's wrong. This is whatever those things are. They're dead. They ain't people no more. You shot that man right in the brain. He kept moving. That sound like anything other than the end times to you?
I don't know. I never shot somebody before.
Yeah. Well,
You're supposed to aim for center of mass, but I think I was aiming a little too high. I guess it doesn't matter now. He just throws hands out like, what does matter? Your sister. I'll help you
Yeah.
find her, but you got to help me find my sister too.
all right. Where is she?
Not Mavis.
Oh god.
No.
No,
That's
it's
perfect.
Dodger.
I just in this moment where I was like,
Oh, no.
Red, deny this, Red.
I got the evil lighting on. I have to be evil at every fucking opportunity. See,
You're
this
stuck
is like
with
this
Mavis
is good,
forever?
Red. This is evil.
Oh god, this is really hell.
Yep. You're in hell. What's your punishment? Streaming with Red.
My punishment is surviving. Everyone else dies but Mavis. It's just the two of us. Till the end
Oh
time.
my god.
So where's your sister in relativity to where we are right now? You said she's at the theater, like the theater.
Yeah, she's doing a performance. It's a big debut.
What's your sister's name?
So
Sylvie.
look, she's playing Mina Harker. We don't have time for any of this shit. We gotta find her. You need to find your sister? Fine. But all right, phone's dead. This place is not a fortress. We have to move. We're probably gonna have to move fast so we can get to my car.
It's times like this I wish they gave me a car. At least some sort of boiler.
You ain't got nothing.
I walk. I work the beat.
This fucking city. Giving a cop a fucking shoelace express. All right, come on. And I'm going to grab my keys and I'm going to look around and see if there's like anything else of use in my apartment. And grab a new pack of cigarettes and then head down and get out to the street. I assume there's several people around.
Yeah, there are people. You start to hear screaming as like these shambling humanoids. You're not even sure what they are anymore. Are just coming up on people and grabbing them and mauling them like wild animals, but like not in like a feral sort of sense where they're literally just like leaping and being really quick. These things are slow moving. It just seems that right now it's nature sort of weeding out the people that can't handle this. People that are freezing. They're getting weeded out.
I'm gonna take a minute to breathe. I don't recognize anyone in the crowd, do I?
No. Jesus Christ, we should help them.
No. If you want to stay alive, you come with me. If you want to help them, that's your own business to die, boy. And I'm going to head to my car, whether he's with me or not.
He'd take a few minutes, but he would stagger behind you. Like you could tell. You didn't have to look at him to know that he was like staring at one of these situations. So like a car accident, you know. You can't you can't take your eyes away from it. But it's like so horrible. But he manages to steel himself and follow you, despite what he wanted to do.
I'm gonna
What kind
get
of car you
behind
got?
the wheel. Well, so
1928.
I imagine that I do not have a very good car. Okay.
Okay.
The most realistic thing, I figure I probably have like, you know, a Chrysler, maybe at best a Cadillac, that I probably still owe a ton of money on.
That's a fair assumption. So are you more of like a sporty guy, or are you more of like a four-door kind of fella?
No, I need to get point A to point B. My injury makes it hard for me to be in a car for a long time, so I just need something that can move and decently fast because I don't want to spend a lot of time in the car.
Okay. Yeah. So probably I just was looking at it. Where did it go? Thinking either like a Packard or I guess a Cadillac would be fine. Cadillac convertible.
Otherwise, like an Oldsmobile or something.
Yeah, an Oldsmobile would be good too.
An Oldsmobile.
Yeah. Right on. A lot of cars were made in the year 1928. And, well.
Yeah. I'm gonna get behind the wheel, and all right. Where's your sister? Is she close to here? Because mine's just a little ways, across town.
Well, my sister right now, she's in the apartment. She should be fine for the day. The nurse was supposed to check on her this morning. I don't know. She should be fine. I hope she's fine.
The nurse? Is she got some kind of invalid problem?
She's got polio.
God damn you, Cliff. All right.
I didn't give it
And-
to her.
Now,
Oh.
all right. Come on.
Is your sister an invalid? Is that why you asked?
No, my my father was. Doesn't matter. Anyway,
If it really
give me
doesn't.
directions on the way, and I'm gonna just floor it. And if anyone's in my way, I'm going to try and get around them. If I don't get around them, that's not my problem.
Make a drive auto check.
Strategically good driving.
I can put luck into this. You said right?
I think you can also do it retroactively.
Okay. Success.
Nice. So you do manage to clip a few people along the way. By clip, I mean you are in a giant steel death trap. So when you clip them, I mean you're taking a limb off. We are. I'm assuming you're going as fast as you can. You're fucking zooming at 40 miles an hour. You know, you're going fast. You're speeding. You know.
Yeah, that was,
Even
that
the
was
place-
Yeah,
almost
40 or 50
starting
miles was
to-
really
The way
fast.
you just breezed over that. I think you're flooring it at 40.
Yeah.
Jesus. He's a maniac.
We're talking about a roadster and
Stop.
Oldsmobile. Yeah, these things are giant steel death traps.
Yeah. Back in the day when a car accident was basically, oh, the car's fine, you could sell that to somebody, but the person inside, that's applesauce
they got turned
now.
into meatballs.
Like,
You know,
yeah.
like they're gone. But yeah, you managed to clip a few people along the way, which you're not going to lose sanity, but you're going to see like Cliff is like white knuckle, like holding on to the dash, and he's like forgetting to give you directions, like because you just like you send somebody spinning out into the street, just like splatter of blood, like viscera going all over the hood, but you don't give a shit. You got to find
my
your sister.
god.
And I will say, not to rain on your parade, Red, but cars in the 20s could go as high as like 100 miles an hour.
No.
On average, they still went
Not anymore.
40, 50, 60.
well, like a roadster, a roadster and Oldsmobile was not going 100.
No, but like I said, like the average passenger car could still go like 60 to 80 miles an hour.
Yeah. Like the only thing that's really improved over time has been like fuel efficiency and like quality of the ride, but like it's a fucking explosive driven engine. That shit goes fast no matter what, unless
now
it's a port.
he's fact checking y'all.
No, I'm
Humans-
just
humans like to
curious.
go fast.
So we're talking about an Oldsmobile. 1920. How fast does this thing go? I'm curious. Chat, we're gonna find out something together.
Let's learn together.
No, I feel like Alec is 100% right. I just wanted to fact check real quick
But I still want to verify.
because I don't want to make. I want to make sure it's not fake news on my stream.
Listen, Alex, are you 100% or are you 110%? Red's gonna find out.
Model A top speed was 65 miles an hour. The average top speed was between 60 and 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, I know the Model T was only like top speed of 28 miles, so I didn't know how fast. I didn't know how far they'd come.
Yeah, it's a wagon that happens to go on roads. Like
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Mercedes
Well,
in the
to be
20s
fair-
could go as high as 110.
You probably are going 40 because you're having to dodge parked cars and
Yeah,
cars that are
I'm-
just in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
So I win. Fuck you.
God damn.
I love you.
Yeah.
I love you.
Ooh.
I'm
Kinda
DM,
visceral
I
in
get
here,
the
didn't
final word.
I get to say.
Steve
No, but
Malcolm.
40 is like about as fast as you can go without slamming into a car that's just in the middle of the street. Because like
Yeah.
there are cars that are just actually abandoned in the middle of the street right now. It is like a maze, and every now and then it's like one of those like mazes that you'd see at like a state fair type thing, and it's just like a wall is super thin, so you just go right through it. Those are the people that are like wandering in the middle. Optional parts of the maze.
But come on, Cliff, talk to me. You got to tell me where the apartment's at. Come on.
No, well, the apartment's further away than the theater.
All right, then we're heading to the theater, and I'm going to.
Wait, no, it's not. What street are we on? Central.
Like, damn it,
This
boy.
kid,
Okay.
And-
Make
20 minutes, guys.
okay. Keep going straight. We're gonna cross the bridge.
And I'm gonna follow his directions till I get to the apartment. I will say as I'm going to say, Cliff, we're gonna get your sister into the car, but I'm gonna tell you this: if Sylvie's gone because we've been fucking around, you've been giving me wrong directions. I'm gonna put a bullet right in your brain.
I'm not giving you wrong directions. I'm
Alright.
trying to hold on here. Okay.
But I will follow his directions till I get to his sister's apartment.
Okay. So let's see. Okay. So, you go to make a turn, right out into like a main street, and the road. You see one person like running in the middle of the road, like trying to get away, and you almost hit them, but you like manage to slam on the brakes, like you're sure that you burned a load of rubber off your tires, just like coming to that
Sure.
stop. And behind them is a massive group of people, hundreds, if you could guess, if not maybe 1,000. You're not really good at head counts.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, and so as such, Dodger, this car stops like right in front of you, and you like catch yourself on the hood and like fall over.
Just little eye on the wall. What the fuck?
Oh, did you kill her? He says he like hopped out of the car.
I'm gonna use the car door to stand, like the handle on the door to help me stand up and see if it's essentially I'm basically gonna accidentally open the door. Maybe, I don't know. No, that's a bad.
Man, it's all right. I'm Officer Clifford Banks. I'm of the 1544 Chicago Police
I'm
Department.
going to immediately pull my 45 and point it right at Dodger.
Whoa, what the fuck?
She's alive. She's talking. I don't think those other things can talk.
I'm gonna look. Do I think that they're alive?
I like showing her arms.
Red, am I
Showing
in
her
a dream all of a sudden
arms,
again?
but, like, she's doing that and patting her arms down. Like,
Okay, if seeing that they're like actually responsive, I'm gonna put it away. You better fucking get in there.
I'll just launch myself into the back seat. Close the door. Yeah.
Okay, your sister? Your sister first, okay? He's gonna say he's like pulled himself back into the car. That's where my sister is. Back that way. She's actually safer. Turn around. You turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna obviously like spin us out of there. Good luck to your sister, Cliff. And I'm gonna speed off toward the theater.
I'm just flying around in
And
the back
I'm
like a
gonna
fucking
lean
loose
back.
cannon.
All right, tell me your name.
I'm Nurse Dodger. I work up at the hospital just up the road. What the fuck is going on?
We're
Miss
in hell.
Dodger, I'm a police officer, and I am probably the most qualified person besides an actual doctor to say what's going on. People have gone mad. They're rioting in the streets.
Wait, have either of you two been in contact with the dead? She does this. The dead. Have you been bitten or have you
I've
got
been
any?
bitten.
Oh,
We shot a couple of them.
Oh, thank Christ.
are we already
Okay.
calling them them? They're people. They
No, they're
work.
not.
They're people. There's got to be some sort of. We can cure all these diseases, and we can't cure this.
If I put a bullet in your brain, boy, you ain't a people no more. You understand me? That's just how it works.
Dodger just looks at you horrified.
This is.
Right, Miss Dodger. I'm sorry about my companion here. He's a little blunt.
Yeah.
Right now we are going to find his sister. My sister was back that way, but I believe she is safer in the high rise than she is out in the street.
Oh, I need a minute. She starts rocking back and forth.
You have a minute. All right.
I'm going to like inhale. You'll have to excuse my curtness. I figured since we're in hell, it didn't really fucking matter anymore.
Right. Mr. Hannibal. It's going to be okay.
Right.
Make a right here. Take this way, and you're going to want to get down the alleyway because I guarantee that street's going to be completely blocked off with cars.
Yeah. And I'm going to, try and get the car to a place that if I think I can get it back out, if I need to, but park the car. And I'm going to look. All right, Dodger. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Hannibal.
I'm going to go find my sister. Now, you can stay here with Cliff. You can come with me.
Okay.
My suggestion is to keep moving.
Ma'am, I suggest you stay with me. I am armed, and I am ready to protect and serve.
I guess I'm waiting in the car then.
Wait,
Um,
Mr. Hannibal, you're not suggesting you go out by yourself.
What the fuck have I been saying, boy? I'm gonna get my sister.
I'm gonna help you get your sister.
Well, then I suggest we start fucking walking.
Oh, we're walking all together. It'd probably be a better idea if we all stuck together in this predicament.
Okay. We know where the car is. It's
Yeah.
outside of the druggist. Okay, from here, I'll lead. All right? Everybody stay really close together. I'll watch front. Hannibal, watch my back. Dodger, stay between us.
Yeah. And I'm gonna look to Dodger. Dodger, you ever fired a weapon before?
I've never even carried a gun before.
I'm gonna lean down and pull out my switchblade and flip it over to them and give Dodger my switchblade.
Just holding it like this.
You absolutely have to.
Yeah. Don't use it. Don't cut me. Don't cut yourself. All right.
Don't cut me either. Don't leave that part out.
I'm not
Yeah,
a
don't
surgeon
cut
type, but
Yeah. Ideally, you won't have to use it at all.
that would be the preferred method of confrontation.
Let's
Yeah,
get
but if it's
moving.
between you and someone else, use it. Come on.
If-
And I'm gonna follow Cliff.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try and stick in the middle. He's like basically hugging your back at this point.
So Cliff looks back as like you guys are making your way down the street. This is going to be a lot of walking. So you're going to be walking for like an hour, but
That's
it's
fine.
the safest way to go because where you were at, Hannibal, like you got lucky with the cars. Now, pileups nonstop, and if it's not a pileup of cars, it's a pileup of corpses
Yeah.
or crates or trucks to overturned. So you're making your way down alleyways quickly and as efficiently as possible. And it makes you sort of wonder, how does Cliff know how to get through the alleyways to other places? That's not really like a thing they train people in at all.
Yeah.
Is he quite a young cop?
Yes, he is.
cop.
Yeah.
22, 23. But you do eventually make it to the theater. Mostly for brevity's sake, and I also want Kat to actually be able to participate in this session.
Time's a ticking.
Time's a ticking. I gotta rip.
So the three of you make it onto the street, and you can see the theater. You can clearly see the theater. Sylvia, I'm assuming you're just like hanging out with your cat.
I was in the apartment. I was waiting for Hannibal in the apartment.
So
She lives
So-
on the same street as the theater.
yes, she lives like literally on the building
round the
next.
Yeah.
corner. Like,
So I'm going to look over to Cliff. All right. Our apartment's that one right there. So, shit. And I'm gonna like look around to like the multiple just dead bodies around.
Wait, do you see that one over there? He'd say like you see one crawling, like limping its way and like leaving a trail of blood behind itself as it's like getting ever closer to them.
Mr. Barton, was it? What was it? What was his name? Cliff. What was his name?
Clifford Banks.
Clifford Banks. Mr. Banks. I think that's highly inappropriate.
I'm sorry.
You can't. You're looking at him like it's a wonder of God. It's. I don't like it.
Yeah. Well, it's her.
can I see them out the window? Because I would be like, I feel Sylvie has her face glued to the window. She's just waiting.
Make a check for me, and give
Yes.
yourself a D10 bonus since you did previously tell me that you're literally just being vigilant by the window.
Nice.
Okay.
Good save.
Are there people out there?
My brother,
That's people.
what art thou?
Oh, that's not good.
That's not good at all. Would you like to spend
That's
some
not
luck?
good. She
Oh.
starts off glued to the window, and then I think that just everything hits her, and she just fully falls asleep at the window.
Just a face plastered on the window.
Can I see her face just against the window?
Unfortunately not. But you see that her window is open, and
Alright.
looking down at you from the street is the judgmental, condescending, supreme face of Jump Here.
Yes.
Oh, yes,
Oh,
the
no.
cat is looking at you.
Furry demon.
I'm going to look up and
I know all of y'all have seen the pathetic meme.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
Jean Pierre is
of the
about.
cat looking down. That's what Jean Pierre is doing.
That
For me,
goddamn
it's cat. It's cat being threatened with knife is what I see Jean Pierre. Just the.
I'm going to just be like, all right, if that goddamn cat's there, that means she's there. She wouldn't leave Jean Pierre. That fucking cat. All right, come on.
Good eye, Spencer.
Yeah, well, I spend a lot of time watching out for that cat before it fucking attacks me. All right.
I'll keep that in mind, sir.
He's a biter.
Weapons up! The cat's in.
Miss Dodger, are you okay to continue?
Mm-hmm. I'm good. I'm good.
Let's keep an eye out for that one in the street there. It's the one crawling.
Is that the only one I can see crawling around, or is there anyone else?
There's some shambling, but you guys aren't drawing their attention at all. You're
I'm gonna just walk past it and lead up into the apartment building then.
yeah, like reaches out towards you, but no. He's like tries to grab you in passing and just but
I'll kick him in the face.
make an attack for me.
Okay, that's a brawl.
Yeah.
Oh no! Please don't fail this.
Jesus Christ. That's outside Sylvie's apartment.
Alright,
Oh,
let's
no.
see. Let me make a roll.
No.
Since you failed.
Animal, why couldn't you just leave alone?
Clawing at me.
Let's see.
What? I'm gonna kick him in the face.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of him.
I'm being true to my character.
He's trying to touch me, I'm gonna kill him.
I'm doing what my character would do, guys.
Yeah.
Oh no! Don't say that.
Let's see.
Press the wrong button.
Oh, well, the appropriate thing would be I'm doing what my character would do. Other player's character dies. Boy, you think I'm not mean enough to do that? Oh, let's see. Okay, let me see if I rolled high enough. Okay, it like, it like swipes at your shoe, but like doesn't do anything. You're wearing boots, right?
Yeah.
So be careful there.
Yeah.
Mr. Hannibal, I would prefer it if you didn't antagonize them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm being too mean to the demons. And I'm going to walk up into the apartment.
These aren't demons, people.
If you believe in such things.
What you call me?
I just stand.
He's like on the
up
street.
and
Hey, you fucking dick.
he just fully stands up. Like,
So you
I'm acting, motherfucker.
excuse me. So you start making your way up the stairs. The door, actually, I guess
The
somebody
apartment
would've-
is locked up.
Well,
I
I don't
have a
think
key to Sylvie's apartment.
that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Getting into the foyer and then like going up the stairs, like that area is unlocked. You get up to Sylvie's apartment, and Cliff is sort of like leading the way, and he like knocks on the door like police knock, like, "This is the Chicago Police Department. Would you please open the door?"
Huh?
Face
Sylvie, does it wake her up?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a cop knock.
Yeah.
It's like like pounding on the door,
Sylvie
like
just
rumbled.
Sylvie just jumps to her feet, and she's like, oh, and then she kind of takes a moment to register what she's just heard. Goes to run to the door, runs past a mirror, stops for a moment, and just just tidies herself up a little bit. Please, okay, and then just gets to the door, and just opens it up a smidge, and she's like, "Hello."
Takes up a sec. Hello there, ma'am. I'm here with your brother, Hannibal. What'd you say?
Hannibal?
Your last name was, sir?
She just fully interrupts it and just swings the door open.
No. Okay.
And I'm going to like rush over and I'm going to like basically grab you. Like, you all right? If you've been bitten, anyone scratch you? Anything?
Oh my God, Hannibal! They're crazy out there, crazy. I went out. I was trying to find you. I had to shoot one of them.
I'm sorry. You want to run that by me again? You did what?
Ma'am, you did what?
Oh my god.
Shut the fuck up,
In
please.
the
What
leg.
did you do? No. Where did you get a
I
gun?
didn't kill anyone.
Can we tone
I
down the
told you
volume,
not to play
please?
around. Shut the fuck up. And I'm gonna look back at Sylvie. Where did you get a gun? Right?
Well, Hannibal, that's for me to know and you to find out.
Ma'am, that's
It's
technically
for me.
against the law if you own a firearm without a permit.
You really think the law matters
Well,
right now?
thanks to that gun, I'm alive. Thank you, sir. Who is this Hannibal?
I'm
This
sorry,
is Cliff,
ma'am,
and
I'm
then this
Clifford
is
Beck.
Dodger.
Evening, miss.
And then she kind of just has this moment where she remembers that she's like,
I'm
she's
gonna
like,
roll
oh,
for
there's
something.
people,
Hold on.
it's the police, and there seems to be some kind of authoritative looking medical person here, and she kind of like, she's like, oh, Hannibal, you made me forget my airs and graces. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm so sorry about my rudeness. I was just a little flustered.
It's quite all right, ma'am. Given the situation in the street right now, it's more than reasonable to be a bit in hysterics. I myself experienced hysterics today, but your brother here
You
helped us
see
through.
when you say the word hysterics, her lips purse ever so slightly, but she just keeps the smile.
Like your face kind of scrunches, like oh yeah, hysterics.
Hysterics, yeah, that's right.
But ma'am, I experienced hysterics myself today. But if it weren't for your brother, I would not be here.
Well, sounds like you've been mighty busy, Hannibal.
Yeah, you could say that. And I'm going to just like move my way in, and I'm gonna look over to Cliff and to Dodger. Close the door behind you. Don't let the cat out.
For all
Jump here! And then it's just as soon as you mention the cat, she just has this moment where she just panics and looks around, and then
the cat just like looking up at you, like
What?
and she just scoops him up in her arms, and she's like, "Oh, baby, it's okay. Mommy's okay. It's okay. It's just Hannibal, see?" And then I just come right up to you with this cat in my arm.
I'm just going to be like, okay, I clearly, I'm in hell. This is hell.
Miss Dodger. He would come over and put his hand on your shoulder. I suggest that
sir.
you stay with these two. I'm going to go see if I can't find anybody else alive. Miss Sylvie Riggs, correct?
Sylvie LaBelle.
LaBelle,
Can I make a roll for something really quickly?
yeah, sure. What do you want to roll for?
I'm going to roll a d100 to see if I know who Sylvie is.
So what this would be is I'd have you make a theater check.
Ah, okay. What is my theater score?
Probably like 5 or 10.
I think it's just a skill. I had to write it as
It's specifically a skill, but
so
if
it would be 5.
I don't have it, so I need to roll under 5. I don't have a fucking.
need to
you
roll
never
under-
heard of it before. Actually, you know what? Just for shits, I'll see if Cliff
I am
knows.
Chicago's darling. How dare you?
Chicago's darling
Everyone
that nobody's
gotta
ever
roll
heard
under
of.
5 to know who I am.
I rolled a 65. I have no fucking idea who you are.
I was gonna say this is the same exact energy as fucking Anchorman. You don't know who Ron Burgundy is?
Wait, okay. So I do have something for Sylvie. Cliff seems to have the look of recognition on his face. Sylvie LaBelle. You were supposed to do that movie premiere this evening, were you not?
I was.
I'm
Thank
gonna
you
go
so much for
get a drink.
remembering.
I rolled a 3, by the way, so that's why he knows.
Could you make that too, Mr. Hannibal?
Yeah, I'm immediately walking. Oh, because I know, despite it being prohibition, I know where Sylvie's bar in her apartment.
I'm not a prohibition
She's just
agent.
nervously looking because she knows that you're going for the alcohol, and she knows that there's a cop in the room, so she's just like trying to distract him, just like, "Oh well, it's so nice to meet someone who appreciates my work. Have you seen any of my work before?"
You did I believe you played a part in Frankenstein, did you not? Frankenstein's monster.
I certainly did.
Yes, I recognize your face.
I like your new friend Hannibal. He has taste.
Yeah.
My sister wanted to do theater, and she dragged me along to the shows.
Oh really? Where is your sister, if I might ask?
She's unfortunately off Main Street in an apartment, but I believe she is safer in that apartment than she is out in the streets, so I left her there for now. I'm going to go and find her this evening. With all due respect, Mr. Riggs, Miss Dodger, Miss LaBelle, I need to part ways with you for a time.
Well, be safe, Mr. Banks.
Well, please be safe. I would hate for anything to happen to you. Like, they completely turned around.
I'm going to like take a drink and then like at this point I'm like going to take a long sip from my drink and look up at him. You have a good night, Officer Banks.
I'll be sure to not say anything to the prohibs about what you're drinking here. That's really none of my business anyway.
I'm sure they've got bigger things to worry
Oh,
about.
really,
than,
officer? It's nothing to worry about. It's medicinal.
Could I
It's
Could I
mine
perhaps-
anyway, so it's no one's problem but mine.
have a little imbibement for the road, perhaps, to steal the nerves?
And I'll nod and get up and hand him the drink that I was on, which is just got a little bit of whiskey in the bottom left now.
I already shot a
I
man
won't
in
tell
the
the
face.
prohibs if you fucking share.
Fresh out of the academy, already a dirty cop. Love it.
I shot a man in the face and didn't report it, and now I'm having a drink.
That was out of character.
No, he's saying this just not unprompted. I shot a man in the face, didn't report it, and now I'm having a drink. I really am part of Chicago's finest now, aren't I?
Yeah, I'd say that's about right.
That or I'm Italian or Irish. And I'm both, actually. It says he took this drink back.
Well, nobody's perfect. All right. And I'm going to go sit down. Sylvia, you and I need to talk. Dodger, you probably should join us.
Sure. And she just kind of sits down very awkwardly and like very gingerly sits in one of the chairs, like that's kind of a wee bit further away from everyone.
The three of you, I suggest that you find a way to board up this building. Miss LaBelle, you live here. Do you know where the landlord is?
Oh, well, the phone's not working.
It's unfortunate.
Yes.
If I shall return, but I will see if I cannot find any 2x4s or anything to reinforce the place. But in the meantime, if you happen to have a key or a way to stop the door while I am gone, not to your flat, but to the building itself, that would be ideal.
Right. Yeah, I'll have a look. Officer, thank you so much.
I'll give him my key to her building.
Thank you. I will return, hopefully before morning. But with the kind of traffic there is right now, I'm not so sure. He just like tip his hat and start taking off down the stairs. And you see him like say a prayer for himself as he's like going downstairs. Like, Father, heard that man.
Sylvia's gonna turn to Hannibal and be like, Hannibal, what is going on?
Remember what
My premiere was cancelled.
and I'm going to just try and push past that because I know if I engage on that topic, it's gonna be an all night. I'm just.
She's giving you like her biggest like little sister about to have like a little tantrum face.
I'm just gonna. You remember what
I've had a wretched day.
what Dewey and Minnie always said, right? End times are coming.
What?
Near the end, you know how Dewey was always saying, and it's like you do recall. It's like I don't ever refer to our father by father or dad. I'm always say.
Oh
his
yeah,
name.
yeah, okay.
And I'm like,
because it cut out. That's word. Oh, okay. Well, Daddy
it's
was
the end
full of
times.
strange phrases, Hannibal. What's that got to do with anything?
It's the end times, so this is it. Revelations, the lake of fire, the dead walking the earth. So we're in hell.
Hannibal, there's no need to be so dramatic.
Carter just turns very sharply, like, what?
I need a drink in real life after hearing that one. Holy
I'm just
shit.
going to sit back.
This is just merely look. There is some kind of, I don't know, sickness
No, we are
mob
in here.
mentality
All right.
going around, but the police will calm it down, and then everything will be back to normal. I'm certain of it.
No, we're in here. All right. I don't know how, but my sins just washed off on you being around me or something. I don't know why you're here with me. You should have just been whisked away, but it's over. All right, we're in hell. We're in hell. You stuck here with me and the rest of the sinners.
She's just like fully like not engaging in your really like religious rambling. She's just like, Chicago's not such a bad place to live, Hannibal, and just
I'm going to just get up and I'm like, all right, and I'm going to go to the bathroom and with my drink and just sit in the bathroom and drink.
The
For
whole
that
time,
I gotta hit it about that time.
the whole time, Dodger's just sitting with the doctor's bag on her knee, like clutching it, like, what the fuck are you two talking about? Like,
he can be a little like this. He's especially when he's drinking. And then she just downs her own.
oh god, I'm gonna die.
So I'm going to let Alec go, and Kat, I'm assuming you would like to go as well. Okay. Thank you to the two of you. I'm gonna go ahead and we'll just keep going unless you guys would like to take a break, and then we can come back with the rest. What would you like to do?
I don't mind. It's just whatever's easier for you.
I mean, I don't have to do much other than just be like, well, get rid of a few things.
I love you all. You're all wonderful.
Check out Alec. Alec's currently working on a game.
Sylvie and Hannibal out.
Yes.
Suddenly I'm in a room myself.
Oh god.
Like,
Bye, everybody.
Peace, folks.
Take care.
Buy my books online. Okay.
It was the
What a
perfect
waste.
time for the camera to cut out. I love that.
Okay.
that was perfect.
Well, and then there were three. So,
Yes.
Yeah. I'm basically in a room with people who are just like standing like NPCs, just not talking.
it's like, they're like A posing, just like.
I think I don't know. I'll let you continue.
So, I can either jump to. I think I'll jump to Dottie. And then don't worry, Dodger. I'm not gonna have you just like stuck with two people you can't roleplay with. I'm not gonna do that.
Help!
Help me!
All right.
I can leave the apartment for a while if you want. I can escape the apartment because I think they're two fucking psychopaths.
That's a fair assumption. That's a fair medical diagnosis. Elise, are you here?
Let's see. 16 minutes ago they had to go up for a sec, but
Oh, so they are not here currently. Okay, well, I guess we'll go with Omni then. No worries.
Hey. All right. So,
You and your good pal, your good old friend Charles, old Chuck. Let me see.
we, I believe, last I heard, we were prepping to leave come the morning after we got a nice night's sleep. So, I guess it's the morning, huh?
You guys were going out near the evening, I believe, like afternoon. So,
Oh yeah, that's
Um,
right.
so let me get that up on stream so everybody can see. Old Chucky. Everybody loves Chucky.
Every time I think about Chuck, I always, for some reason, my head fills him in as like the old prospector from Gravity Falls. Like I get just the accent is all that it is, but it just full on makes me think about that.
Old Chuck. So Chuck has we left off, you and Chuck were discussing going and getting people to help work on the train.
Correct. Yes.
And
That's
Chuck
right.
was getting ready to go out.
Yeah.
So we can pick up where that happened. You see Chuck just like he has this nice long like trench coat, really nice trench coat. Probably something he picked up after he got home from the service. And you see him tucking an entire box of shells like into like the inner, like trying to stuff it into the inner pocket of this coat.
Right. So, what you got to arm yourself with?
You got a gun or something?
I do, unfortunately. And he pulls out the handgun and service revolver. Perk, after the service, still shoots fine. And he just sort of like spins the barrel. He spins the canister around and clicks.
Ain't
it
gonna
shut.
work fine if you're hard on the cylinder like that, boy. He was like checking his shotgun, like crook. Like, crook.
Well, with luck, we won't have to use it very much now, will we? And he puts it away and taps it in his side. As far as the rest goes, well, he reaches down. If it'll fix a pipe, it'll fix a human skull. And he holds up his pipe wrench, and it's big. It's a spanner, so it's one of those like two-handed pipe wrenches.
Oh yeah, it'll definitely break a skull. Like
that's a baseball bat with extra steps, basically, with a utilitarian bent on it.
Well, if he'd be looking around his apartment, maybe I could use one of them big old meat cleavers.
Red, read the chat. The chat.
Something in chat.
Sorry, I have to jump in there.
Sorry.
Old man McGucket.
Not that chat, the Discord chat.
Oh, the Discord chat. My bad.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
Oh. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. You still want to keep going, boss, or go?
I mean, I guess we can keep going. I mean, this.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Police is safe.
Yes, agreed. As far as our friend Eddie goes, he just sort of takes out a comb, and he keeps like a nice little. He's very much still, despite no longer having been in the service. He keeps himself immaculate. Like his mustache is well groomed. It comes out. It's not like a full-on handlebar, but it's in that zone of like he has to comb it routinely, frequently oils it. He combs his hair back. Honestly, he keeps himself impeccably clean. And despite being an engineer during the day, his hands are covered in grease. He's okay, but his face and his mustache have to be perfectly coiffed. And so he gets up the comb, and sort of passes it by through his mustache a couple times. So then, what's the plan? Because I'd like to make for the railroad yard, but you're right, we need more people. Of course, I'm not the most personable person working in the yard. Do you know anyone you might want to suggest who can haul a wrench or at least take orders?
Now, let me have a think about that. That's something I've been pondering for a bit. And this old egg of mine ain't working as good as it used to, but I got a few ideas. I know I know an Irishman. He kind of he's a handyman, does a little bit of everything. I know a black feller named Richard. Who else? Them two would be the ones I'm looking for. The Richard and the Irish fella O'Donoghue. They're both biggins. They're big boys. You know, I'm talking 6'3", 6'4". They're big, can handle themselves. Pretty smart too. Well, the Irishman ain't very smart, but Richard is.
Well, good news is all I need them to do is close valves and pull levers. I don't need them to be engineers. I just need them to be hands. So if they're
That's
willing
just
to do
fine.
the work,
And if you need to
that'll work.
teach Richard anything, they don't call him Trick a Dick for nothing. He's a smart motherfucker. He taught me
Always
that
the
word,
vulgarity.
that motherfucker word. He taught me that.
I was about to say that's a colorful addition to your vocabulary. All
Yeah,
right.
I thought so. Got to keep in touch with the kids these days.
I weep for the future. Well, if that's the case, then I suppose we could head out towards where you know they tend to hang. Hopefully, they've managed to get themselves shuttered in somewhere safe. In the meanwhile, while we're walking there, we should look for anyone who might be willing to lend a hand. The more hands, the easier. You're not wrong about that. We just need to get the train going. That means coupling the coal car, making sure that the engine's filled with water, checking the valves, making sure they're good, bringing the boiler up to pressure, and then setting her on the right rail.
Am I supposed to have a scratch pad out for this boy?
Say that again?
I supposed to have a scratch pad out for this?
No, you're not. I'll handle that.
You're just talking to
That's
yourself
all.
because you're nervous. Got it.
I'm planning, organizing, thinking.
All right, all right.
Trying.
Well, my Ford out there, and may be covered in guts, but it's still good to go. Did you want to drive, or can you still drive?
I'm going to take a look at my character sheet and see whether he in
Yeah, I
fact
don't, I don't
knows
know.
how
If,
to-
I don't know if you ever took drive auto.
I don't think he did.
That seems to be a very thin
maybe
skill
he has a lot of
amongst
operate vehicle. I just don't know whether it's the whether he has actually like drive or not. Mechanical repair. Where the fuck would drive be?
Drive auto.
Drive auto.
Be on the first
Yeah,
list of
I don't
skills.
see it here. Yeah, no. Oh, hold on. Combat backstory skills. Yeah, no, it's not there. Weirdly enough, I have fucking operate heavy machinery.
No,
and all
you
that,
don't.
but I
You don't have
that,
any drive auto. You just have 20 in it.
That's fair. All right. Yep, that's the case. Then he just sort of look over at Chuck. Well, bum leg or not, you're probably better behind the wheel than I was. My job is to get the trains moving, not steer them. So.
Yeah, well, strengths and weaknesses and all that.
All right.
Mm.
Well, let's get out there then. I imagine the nightmare's not going to get any easier with time.
Old Tricky Dick lives up on the north side near on the dock. He lives pretty close to that there warehouse. I know I say that there warehouse like we'll talk on the way. He says he starts just like get a shotgun, put it over his shoulder, and like open up the door.
Right. He would get in. He would follow after him, and he'd probably have the pipe wrench out. The pistol's holstered. He doesn't want to use that unless he absolutely has to.
Oh sure.
But he's just being very cautious as he goes around the corridors. If Chuck is to be believed, and last roll, as I recall, Eddie genuinely believes Chuck. And all the gore and that kind of adds up. He's going to be checking his corners, being really careful heading towards the car.
Yeah, so you guys are heading down the stairs, and Chuck's like taking the stairs. He's not taking them one at a time. He's just taking them a little bit slowly.
Right.
And he's got like shotgun in one hand, and he's just like peering around. Would you like to make some sort of check?
Yeah. I would like to make a listen check for this. I think is the big thing for him.
Okay.
He just wants to hear if he can hear anything around or nearby. And let's see. Wow, 50-50. Well, I rolled the wrong coin on that.
That is a fumble if I've ever seen one. Good God.
Yep. No, that's good. I'll take it. Let's do it.
That's painful.
Mhm.
You're too distracted with your own thoughts and everything. Literally everything going on. It's just like, damn. And you can't bring yourself to listen or like hear anything going on around you to the point where he's like, Charles is like snapping in front of your face. Still with me, boy?
Sorry, my mind's moving a mile a minute. I still can't believe any of this is. I believe it, Chuck. It's just a lot.
Well, don't leave without paying the check.
He squints at him like, again? That would be Omni just not picking that up. But
Don't leave without paying the check. Never mind. You're always stiff on these things.
Right. And he just goes down. He just goes down, pipe wrench in hand, start looking around corners, and if anything pops out at him, gonna give it the bonk. But other than that, he heads down to the car to see how it looks out there. Peer out the door before he goes out. I think it'll be the big thing.
Yep. No, you guys get outside and there's nothing there. I'm glad that you didn't make too much noise to attract anything around here, because I was getting real worried that you was flapping your gums a little too loud.
I will admit, I was a little nervous and a little stressed. I'm used to being able to raise my voice out here. What's the point of living out in the middle of nowhere if you can't shout occasionally?
The point of living out in the middle of nowhere, so you don't have to deal with things like the actual end of the world. How's that?
Keep going on about that. I don't know if it's the end of the world, but it's close enough. Besides, self-centered, don't you think? end of the world just because humans aren't involved in it anymore? Thousands of years other things lived on this planet long before us. Where does the latest to come around?
Oh, you're talking to me about this Darwin nonsense. Come on, boy, you work on trains, not people.
You're right, I don't, but you know what I mean. It's... Never mind.
You've been reading too much books.
Just because I enjoy Scientific American doesn't mean you have to shit down my throat whenever it comes up.
Well, boy, you and I as blue-collar people, we ain't them white-collars telling us that diseases are actually living things. Come on now. It says
Very
like, oh,
clearly they are. Like, opens the door to the car to let him in.
all right. In this case, I will say that those things are definitely living things. The saved is now we're calling them. It says you open the door. And if anybody uses that, I'm going to charge them royalty fees like them rich people up in New York, like them Yankees.
You're walking around with a can saying, got a nickel.
You're damn right. We might need nickels. Hell, we can make a shrapnel bomb out of nickels if we need to. I got an idea.
Fucking hell.
He would pull himself from the seat next to him and just close the door. Give him a look like, all right, go ahead and drive while we talk.
Now, back in the day when I was worried about a bunch of rats being in my garage, he says he was like taking off onto the street. What I did is I got me one of them Boston brown bread cans, and I filled it with nails and a little bit of gunpowder and some primer, and I taped it up and I threw it in the wall and set it off. Of course, I had to spend the rest of the day fixing the wall, but I killed me a lot of rats, boy.
I mean, I would imagine. I'm surprised you didn't kill a neighbor.
I don't
It's
trust
not a
that
bad idea.
fumigating stuff. Makes people sick. Hell, that's probably what made these people get sick.
Who knows? We have no clue what's causing it. I'm not a doctor.
That's
I
right.
doubt
I
even the
said
doctors
that.
know if it's on the streets.
All right, who we finding first? Tricky Dick or the Irishman?
Let's do Trick-a-Dick. We'll see. If we can get muscle, that'll help us. Make it safer going for the next one.
Tricky Dick it is. I think he's further away anyhow.
There we go.
We'll pick up the Irish boy on the way back.
Then let's head out, my good driver. And he just gestures to the street in front of him.
Well, I hate going into the city. There's always damn traffic. He was like pulling off onto the street and like heading in, and his car is just like it's like a putt mobile. It's like one of those like like going.
It's a Model T, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Mm.
My man's pushing 28 miles an hour at this fast.
Oh my god.
Speed demon.
Could I, oh god. Is there any way I could see if there's a way for me to, like, maybe make it work a little better? Like, tune it up a tad? Like, use mechanical repair to, like, see...
Turn up a Model T? No, those engines, you're not doing shit to them. They're practically prehistoric, and they're only about 10 years old.
That's fair. That's fair.
Now, I know what you're thinking, boy, because I can see that face. You got that queer look on your face. Now, I'm telling you that one thing right now. This thing don't go any faster. So I'm right there with you. We should find us a faster car. But this thing will get us to and from.
You see, the speed's not what's concerning me, Chuck. It's the positively epic rap it's making. This racket's insane.
What are you talking about?
He gestures to the as like the engine's like the whole car is like rocking along. I haven't heard such pomp and circumstance since I went to the Senate that one time. It's so loud.
When'd you go to the Senate? He says it completely like overlooks what you were saying. When was that? Was that back in 1923?
It was after I came back and I decided I was going to go take a look at the thing that I fought for. Anyway, regardless, I found myself bitterly disappointed, by the way. Nothing more frustrating than listening to the Senate in action.
Oh, them people at the Capitol are just a bunch of rats in suits, boy. Don't even get yourself too excited there.
You'd think they'd be better after everything they went through with World War II.
Nonsense,
no.
boy. They send us regular people off to die so they can sit around and smoke them cigars from Cuba and, you know, have a drink. Even though they ain't supposed to be drinking.
You're right. Well, regardless, my point is, I think whatever we get should be quieter. I don't know how much. If it's either not going to be fast, then it should be quiet. One of the two.
Well, I'm going... He'd take a look. Reckon I'm going about 25. And if I slow down, it's probably going to be about the same noise. So we're going to move as fast as we can. I know them cars now, they go 60. That being
That's
said,
about
with how crowded the streets have been, I ain't too worried about going fast.
That's fair. As long as we get there safe and sound, I'm all right with it.
Here, boy, you might want to take this. It says he reached back and like sat the shotgun in your lap.
Right. And he just holds it there and just looks at it like fucking trench clearing piece of crap.
Window. You're gonna lean out the window and you're gonna make sure that if there's anything that's getting a little too thick out front. Now, boy, you ever been to Illinois during a shad fly season?
No, I have not.
Oh boy, let me tell you what, these motherfuckers, there's that word again. They get so thick. I tell you, I went down to Illinois one time to see my cousin. And that got so, and he's like looking over at you, talking to you, and there's clearly somebody in the middle of the road. And he's like not actually.
Whoa, break!
Like slams into it. It's like, oh, see, boy, now that's why you're supposed to be on the window. Why are you listening to me talk when you're supposed to be watching the window?
You're supposed to be watching the road. Watch the road, you maniac!
Oh, hold on a second. He's breaking. Like look out the window. I think they was dead already. Oh yeah. Well, it don't matter now. It says he put it on the gas again.
Holy shit.
I'm just starting to wonder right now whether you're not just completely off your rocker, Chuck.
Boy, I don't even know what rocker. What you going on about? 2, boy. It's a double barrel shotgun. It's a side by side. You forget how to use a gun?
Right, and he opens the breech and is like, "You have shells," and then he looks at it and is like, "I assume he's already been loaded."
I got a whole box. It says he took both of his hands off the wheel and he like hands you the box.
Or like reaches over and grabs the wheel just to keep it straight. Like,
oh boy, you such a paranoid boy nowadays. What's your problem? You'll be all right. Now here's the box. Don't drop him.
Takes it and just hands the wheel back. You're
Them's
not allowed
brass
to talk
casing.
while you drive.
What do you mean I'm not allowed to talk while I drive?
One more stunt like that and we're not making it to your friend.
Boy, I tell you what, that person ain't making it to them friends if they was looking for any.
Oh God, he isn't. He is. He's giving him the side eye, like just fucking drive, man.
You know, I was thinking, boy, I haven't gotten an oil change on this here mobile in a little while. And I actually haven't changed the fluid on it neither. Maybe I need to put some more water in it. That's all right. We'll stop by the river. We'll get us a cup.
All right. That sounds like a smart idea. I can take a look at it.
Or the lake. Sorry, I'm back in Illinois now. Oh, and the shad flies, right? So the shad flies, they used to get so thick down there in Illinois. I was filling up my gas.
He's watching the window and just like eyes glazing over as he's trying to make sure nothing gets in front of us and make sure we don't accidentally get another like bumper kill on something that might be alive.
So them shad flies would get so thick they'd be like snow, and you'd step on them and you'd cover your boots right in blood, just crunch, crunch, crunch all the way over to your car, and they get on your windshield too. Oh, they was nasty. They was nasty as it can be. They only come out every 7 years. Shad flies.
You know,
maybe that's cicadas.
I've been all over this nation, thanks to the rail line. And I have to admit, every time I hear you describe driving somewhere, it makes me more and more grateful I prefer trains.
Well, a car is a real man's mode of transportation. It gives you that sense of solitude. It's like riding a horse, except you got 4 of them in one cylinder. Engine. You got 4. The cylinders are the horses, so there's 4 cylinders, right?
I know how cylinders work. I work a train.
Oh,
I know how a steam cylinder works.
Well, you forgot how a shotgun worked, boy. I'm trying to make sure you got your edge there. Anyway, more of that. He's going to be talking.
Yeah.
So you're getting into the thick of it. It's getting to be a little dark outside. And right. Elise, are you with us?
So far I haven't seen anything yet.
No, I don't think she's with us yet. Okay. Okay. I was just wondering where she was. So all right, I guess we can just continue on. So you make it to the lake, and you're sort of like taking away around the bend. He's been driving on like the outskirts of Chicago most of the time, so you haven't really been seeing any. Like you've seen a few like straggling silhouettes, but other than that, you know, he. You know how Chuck is. He doesn't like going into the city because, and in fairness, the city's fucking violent. So it's like, why would you want to go into the city if you could avoid it, especially at night? So
Yeah.
Pulls around. Now that warehouse, I reckon I tell you what. I think we should park the car here and go by foot. Now, yeah, I don't like walking, and I know you've been on your feet all day, but we've been driving for nary an hour. So I think we should park the car here. Remember where we parked it? Right next to this Chesterfield cigarette sign. Can you remember that, boy? Chesterfield? Chesterfield
Of
car.
course. Chuck, of course I can. And you keep calling me boy like you're so much older than me. I'm your contemporary, man.
Oh, I work with youngins all the time. All right, I'm used to calling people boy. All right.
And if it makes you feel better, I agree with you for a different reason. And he gets out and closes the car door, hands over the shotgun, which is loaded to him. Honestly, the quieter we can be, the better. So,
Well,
yeah,
I reckon
you're
you're
right. The jalopy stays.
I reckon Yin's had a point when the boiler is being a bit loud. So, hand me back that shotgun, boy. I don't trust you with it no more.
Yeah, he hands the shotgun over, and he doesn't fucking want it. Honestly, like he's actually pretty good with his pistol, but shotgun, passing skill with that.
Now, the nice thing about having one of these here cars, boy, is that I called you boy again. Nice thing about having one of these here cars, Ed, is that I tell you, nobody wants them, so they never get stolen.
You know, Chuck, if you weren't so mad all the time, I'd assume you were a damn genius.
Boy, every bit of madness has a stroke of genius hidden between it. You know what they say? A broken clock's right twice a day.
Oh my god. It's this guy.
You won't hear me complain. You won't hear me arguing with that. And he just looks at the inside of the action, make sure it looks good.
Ed, you'll be thanking me when them rat bombs save our lives. Anyway, let's go find old Dickie.
Lead the way, then. And keep quiet as we get in there. I don't want to attract any attention from your saved friends.
So, you guys would be making your way along. Do you want to make some sort of check for me?
Yeah. So I figure... So we're heading into the warehouse to try to find this guy here. I'm trying to think. Best thing I could say is probably... I would say, like, if it weren't so obvious, either listen or stealth, to sort of figure out where we're gonna go.
Okay, yeah, you can make either or.
Okay. See, I'll go with listen.
Sure.
And do that. What's the other one? It's I'm just trying to think. The other like notice skill.
Spot hidden.
Listen and spot hidden. Okay. Mm-hmm. You know what? Let's do spot hidden for the sake of trying something else besides my character just always listening over and over again.
Spin.
Spinning.
My man.
Base success.
Okay.
Coasting. Yeah.
So you see if you the street's completely dark. There's only a little bit of sunlight and like a tad bit of moonlight peeking in, and it's pretty dark. Chuck seems pretty confident. He's just continuing to walk forward. You see a few straggling figures kind of like hanging out in the shadows in the alleyways, but they don't seem to have noticed you yet. Chuck isn't making an effort to be loud, neither are you. Especially after Chuck just said, maybe you're right about the quiet thing. Chuck didn't not heed his own advice. He is being quiet. He's not jabber jawing. He did plenty of that on the way over. So, being quiet, and Chuck's heading towards what appears to be a giant warehouse, and next to it is probably a warehouse that got turned into a tenement building, because you can see laundry hanging from the windows and stuff like that.
Right. So he sort of looks at the tenant house. They really don't keep them well here, do they?
Reckon they don't. Especially considering these are the homes for the black folk.
That's unfortunate. They'll never get it.
No, they won't. I tell you, you got to treat somebody different because of the color of their skin. I don't understand it. I got so many words to talk trouble about them, and yet, who does all these world's evils, boy? He look back at you. It's us. We're the ones that do the evil.
He clicks back the hammer of the gun and sort of just sights down it, and as he starts walking forward. It's not like they didn't fight and die beside us anyway. Tell you something, I'd trust anybody who's willing to walk into a trench before I trust any of the people who call those people names.
Well, regardless, Dickie is somebody I trust.
Fair. That's good enough for me, Chuck. Let's get him then. And he's going to start pushing forward.
Okay. So,
I'm back.
welcome back.
Hooray.
Hello. Is everything good?
As far as I know, the weather's gone, at least for now, so.
Well, that's good news.
I'm glad it was brief.
Me too, I didn't want to
Agreed.
miss anything. I'm sorry I didn't get to be here for the rest of Kat and Alex scene.
That's all right.
It's all good.
Literal act of God. I think we can forgive
Yeah.
Safety first.
I fucking
God.
hate living in Texas.
it.
God is listening.
Yeah, well, God can fuck off.
Damn. But hey,
Dodger will
fair.
remember that.
he did in this universe, for him. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, as if he didn't in this one.
yeah, that's what I was saying. So you and Chucky are making your way towards the apartment, and or the tenements rather, and you make your way up onto the sidewalk. Nothing's bothering you right now, but you feel like an unease. Is like you can almost feel it's that sort of like hair on the back of the neck. Like you just have a feeling something's watching you.
He's sort of going to turn around a little bit. And with the pistol in one hand and the pipe wrench in the other, he's going to try to furtively look about, see if he could spot who's peering at him. Are there any doors? Are there any doors with like peepholes in this hallway?
No, all the doors are just solid wood.
Also,
Now,
thank you, never stood.
yeah, thank you. Old Dickie's gonna be on the second floor. I don't reckon I reckon if anybody's home, they're just locking themselves inside, which would be the smartest thing to do, truth be told.
Until they need food.
Well, Dickie looks out for them.
All right. Well, second floor it is then, but keep an eye out. I can't help but think someone's watching us.
Oh, yeah, you always were paranoid.
He's gonna turn and give Chuck a look. Charles, if there was ever a time to trust my paranoia, I figured it'd be the end of the world.
Oh, I know. I'm just giving you trouble about it so you don't stop being it.
He just gives him like kind of a smile and a nod and keeps pressing forward then. To the second floor!
Yep. As you get up to the second floor, it's exactly what you expected. You feel a gun pressing to your back.
Uh-oh.
And you're familiar with the sensation of having a barrel pressed into your back.
Well, now, that's interesting. Hell of a time. Mind if I ask your name?
I should be asking yours.
Chuck?
Oh, well, if that ain't Richard. Richard, relax. This is that old war friend of mine I was telling you about, old Edward. Right?
Yeah, I'm Eddie. He slowly turns to look behind him.
Okay. I have a handout. Were we not?
Hooray.
Hooray!
I'm excited.
Yeah, this is for Chuck. No, come back.
I still had the handout of Jean Pierre open, and I was waiting for my tab back in roll 20.
I'm
That
waiting
cat
for
was
it.
just staring at
Right.
you like,
Fucking love the art of Jean Pierre. It's like fucking cute.
Thank you.
Adorable baby.
goddamn demon cat.
So smug. So
Oh.
perfect. So Pierre.
So Pierre.
Sorry, Chucky, I didn't see you there. This is Richard Dick Dunn.
Ooh. Richard looks great.
Handsome man.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
And he is a big boy. He is 6'3", 6'4", and he is built like a truck. And you're sure after what Chuck told you, he works at the warehouse. Of course, he's built, you know. But he's wearing a really nice suit despite the circumstance. He's wearing a nice pinstripe suit. He still has his collar on and his necktie on, and you see he has a little .32 pistol, which looks comically small on his hands.
Hey, bullets kill no matter the caliber.
Sorry for the startle, my friend. You said you was Edward?
Yes, Edward Ward, and he just sort of like reaches up and slicks his hair back a little bit to wipe the sweat from his face where it's been slowly beading from getting a handgun in his back. And he just holds out a hand. No harm, no foul. It's a hell of a time, isn't it?
That it is. Richard Dunn. But everybody calls me Dick or Tricky Dick.
Well, Dick, we have a fair bit of work to get done. We're hoping we can get to the railway yard and get a train going. Get the hell out of here before this place goes to hell. Further to hell.
Get a
Here
train.
you're rather handy with your... Well, you're rather handy.
Well, like I said, he
I was about to say handy with your hands, then I realized, Jesus fucking Christ, he's smarter than this. I might not be, but he's smarter than this.
We have confirmed Omni is the meme about the character who plays the person who plays character is much smarter than he.
We have long since confirmed this on this channel. That is basically, unfortunately, every character.
We also confirmed it on DMDM Studios about 2 weeks ago on a Saturday, but that's
very fair. Yeah, that was more Omni playing a character more awake than he was.
So, was it your idea or was it Chuck's?
That would be mine, actually. Chuck was thinking of holing up somewhere in the city, but I don't buy it.
Well,
it's only going to get denser and more dangerous with time. Food will become more scarce. We need to get elsewhere. It might just be this city. If we get on a train, we can get on the rail line, ride out to another city, hopefully further away than this, or at very least get ourselves to somewhere a little quieter, where we can make ourselves a stand.
I like your thinking, but here's the issue. I got an entire tenement building full of my people. Do you think we can get about 200 people on a train? Because if you can, I am all for this idea. But if you can't, I'm afraid I'm going to have to side with Chuck.
Well, he pauses and does a little thinking. Not sure we could do 200 at once, but maybe. Well, let's see. And he's going to do a little bit of like a hard math in his head, and considering the capacity of your average train, and like the number of seats and like rooms that are on it, like having the idea of like 2 to 3 cars, maybe can carry like 50 to 100 people. If you get like 3 cars of passengers.
Now, let me make this perfectly clear. I don't care about comfort. I care about safety. Comfort comes after we find the safety. So if we have to make like sardines and pack my people in there, then I'm okay with that.
Then absolutely, yes, we can. If we get a couple of cattle carts, we could easily fit well over 100 people into that. The issue is going to be... So here's a thought as well. We can try to get the full 200 in there, but moving that many people to the city is going to be dangerous and loud and attract a lot of attention. What if we go in smaller groups? The train can run repeatedly back and forth. We just need to get ourselves set up at a station somewhere elsewhere, quieter. Little
Now-
town in the middle of nowhere.
Now, here's my thinking. I don't know if you've noticed. I don't know if either of you boys noticed, but any sort of noise attracts these things. I think that we go all or nothing. Hail Mary, first try. Or we have to deal with the dead swarming the train yard.
It's not a bad point. Now, so far, I still haven't seen one of these well, I might have seen one of these damn things. And he sort of looks over at Chuck like, I'm still not sure if you killed a pedestrian or if you killed a zombie.
That egg was gone. They was gone before I hit them. I just put them all the way there.
I can't
Who's it?
fault your logic, Dick. It's not bad. The big thing is setting the train up's going to take time. So,
Well, I'm willing to lend hands, mine, and if I can talk some other people into it, I'll ask them about it, and we'll see if we can get some more people helping out on this train. If you are 100% confident that you can get 200 of us on the train safely out, I will give you as much resources as I possibly can.
Red, is there a role I can make to see? I assume that it's a train yard. It's got a crap load of cars in there. Is there any way I can make a roll to know whether there'd be a way for us to divert a couple of cattle cars easily for us, or if they're all like locked into big trains already, and it would take a lot of engineering to do that?
It's going to take a while.
Okay.
But you know it's achievable. It's going to take a while. It'll probably take, if you do this like breakneck speed with an entire crew of people that you absolutely, with an entire crew. So like I'm talking like 10, 12 people doing
Right.
this. It would take you about a week. But that's optimal. Not to mention what other problems you'd have to deal with along the way, the unforeseen circumstances.
The undead kind of circumstance.
Yeah.
That is one of them.
All right.
And other people having the same idea.
Also a bad thing.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if anybody else thinks, man, I'm going to get me a train and leave the city, I am in good company. I'm A-okay with that.
Unless they want to fight you for it.
I mean, if that's the case, then we'll okay corral it if we gotta. But until then, hopefully, if someone's smart enough to fucking help engineer with a train, they're also hopefully smart enough to realize maybe we shouldn't be fucking shooting each other.
Hey,
So
fear makes people do some crazy shit.
You're not wrong. So he pauses.
I'm just hoping that you are.
No, I am. I'm aware.
You
All
know,
right.
I'm just saying you're not wrong. I'm just hoping that you are.
We pray.
So, it's not a bad idea. But, back at the napkin math, it's going to take a week to get that set up. That's a week of 200 people in a train yard, laying low. Which means we're going to need to fortify the train yard. Keep it safe. Keep it secure. Plus, we should probably consider getting an extra train car on top of that for anyone else who might show up. Because when they see 200 people in the train yard, there's going to be people calling. We should be ready for that.
I want you to keep in mind, son, that population of Chicago right now is roughly 3 million.
Hopefully, that 3 million doesn't come close to the train yard. And if it does, well, he gestures out the window at, the city. Something tells me it's not 3 million anymore.
Well, I know that the three of us have all lived through the Spanish flu, and we know how people get. People get sick, and the sickness spreads like a wildfire. So, if this is going to take Ian's a week, how bad do you think it's going to get? Because I reckon it'll be exponential.
What's the alternative? If we don't have an exit from the city, we're stuck here and it gets shitty anyway.
The point I'm getting at, Edward, is that we're going to need some firepower or people to protect those that are working. I'm talking United States military protecting them working on the Panama Canal, if you understand my meaning.
You propose raising a militia, gathering guns? Where from? I don't have any connections like that. I used to be in the military. I'm not anymore.
The Italians. I know they's got plenty of guns.
You want to get the mob involved in this?
Mob ain't got shit if they ain't got anybody to sell nothing to.
Damn, you're right, but that isn't a deal with the devil. I'm not even sure I believe in him, but I believe in that. All right. We look at it then. We could use your help, though, getting that set up.
I'll do
You
what I
move-
can.
Okay.
These people, they need me. They look to me for decisions. As much as I wish I could physically lend my hand in a situation like that, I'm going to save these working hands for when you actually need help on that train. I don't need to get myself shot over nothing. I've already been shot at plenty in this city, and I reckon I only lived here about 20 years now.
Eddie shrugs his shoulders and just holds his hands out in a gesture of like, I get it. And the last thing I'd ask you to do is to abandon your duty to the people who are under your charge. I worked in World War One. I did my time there. I helped keep trains, and I helped keep people going. I helped tanks roll. I know what it's like to have people depend on you to survive. You do what you have to do. When we are ready to start getting that train yard secure, we'll need your help and your people. We'll see what we can do about getting those guns. And probably for that, we'll need a couple of extra hands just to convince them. I'm not exactly rolling in dough.
Sometimes, and I think now more than ever, money ain't going to matter that much. When you can ensure people that you can give them. So, son, do you know anything about medieval times? Perhaps, do you understand where I'm going with this? What's your history?
History. Apparently not relevant enough for it to put it on the sheet here, which is very annoying.
It's
Wait,
there
there's
somewhere.
5. History of 5, baby.
Roll for me.
If you get this.
No, of
Oh,
course not.
okay.
I've been barely rolling under 60s all session.
He-
My first roll was 100. It's not going to be that kind of day.
He picks up on the lack of recognition on your face. Now, back in the medieval times, I'm talking the Dark Ages, as the historians call it, there was something called feudalism. Feudalism, the whole idea of offering people food, land, and protection in exchange for making sure that you stay on top and you are protected and you have food. That's how this is going to be. Now, money don't matter. It's going to be all about bartering. It's going to be all about what can you provide to help the people around you. So, fellas, with all due respect, with good intentions, we paved the road to hell. But we can't allow people that can't pull their weight around. Do you understand my meaning?
No,
Not now.
I get you. And he sort of pauses and looks out the window. And apparently, it isn't just good intentions that pave the road to hell. We're here anyway.
We're all sinners, no matter which way you look at it.
One day I'm going to meet someone who says that, who doesn't use it as an excuse to not better themselves. I catch you, Dick. All right, you're right. We'll look into it. We need to get this done, and you're not wrong. It sounds like what we're talking about is making a fortification until we make the train, offering safety and shelter. So we need guns, we need people. You're providing the people. You told us an avenue to get guns. We're going to need food, and we're going to need walls.
That food there, also the Italians. Capone in his soup kitchen. Where do you think he's getting all that food from? He's stealing it. So we just gonna steal it back.
Stealing from Capone. That really does sound like the best of intentions. All right.
Stealing from a thief ain't stealing, it's taking it back.
Ask the thief that when he has a gun to your back. Not
Well, then-
disagreeing with you, Dick, just being worried and contrarian.
You're the one that came to me asking if we could get a train running. I'm being realistic. You have some wishful thinking, my dear friend.
You're not wrong.
I like this idea, but I don't want it to be a bit too utopian, if you take my meaning.
No, definitely not. I'll be honest. If I could just get on one of those engines and start running it with just me and Chuck, and honestly, I wouldn't have minded to have you along, Dick. I would have done it. But it takes a team. So we'll build it. All right. Well then, Dick, I leave you to your people. Stay safe until we come back. And he offers a hand. And thank you for being open.
Be safe out there. And Chuck, you probably don't want to be driving in that old beat up wagon of yours. It's going to make a lot of noise. You'd shake your head.
Shakes it too, and he looks back at Chuck and just gives him like a "I fucking told you" kind of face.
Okay. At that point, we can cut over to Dottie.
Yay!
Huzzah!
And me. I'm excited.
Oh, that is one of the handouts I forgot to plug in. Okay, hold on.
More
Did
handouts?
you forget David?
Yeah, yes, I did.
Poor David. Poor David.
Rip David.
No.
David's dead.
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
I like David. Don't kill him so soon.
So soon.
Yeah.
Gone too soon.
Gone with the wind.
Yes.
Relevant. LOL. Anyway,
Haha.
so you're stuck in a warehouse right now.
No, we all hopped in the car and drove the fuck away because that woman that tried to, I don't know if I don't know if she successfully attacked my employer. What was his name again? I didn't write it down because I wasn't able to
Vincent.
last time. Vincent, that's right. Okay. That is right. Okay. He was trying to get this woman to get in the car so we could take her to the hospital. And she kept trying to attack him.
Yeah.
So after like fumbling around with David for a little while, we were just like, we're getting the fuck out of here. And we found out the phone lines weren't working, and so we all got in the car. Dottie like pushed Vincent into the car and drove off. And but yeah, that was what we did. And so we left off with them getting in the car.
Okay. Cool. Here is David for everybody.
David.
You're getting incredibly good at drawing these faces, man. These look fantastic.
Look at his happy face.
Thank you. I really like the reference I found, so he had a great face, but I always change something about the reference. I don't want to just draw directly from reference. So, Vincent's in the back seat and David's in the front seat. You know, they never let me sit in the front seat.
She'd look over at him while she was driving off. This is like after lunch, right? We're still in the middle of the afternoon. Okay. She Dottie would look over at him. She was looking around at the street. What are you talking about?
Well, and they never let me sit in the front.
Who's they?
People I work with. We carpool. Save money on gasoline.
Yes, well, it's not exactly an honor when you are the one doing the driving, the chauffeuring. This is where the help sits.
Uh, okay. You know, gas is like it's 20 cents a gallon now. Can you believe that? It's getting pretty expensive.
Is that what you're worried about right now? Cost of petrol?
Well, you drive. What's petrol? It's gas, you fucking idiot. Use some fucking contextual clues. Oh, yeah, petrol. Duh. Yeah, I knew that. Well, I mean, we're doing a lot of driving, so I figured we'd need to, you know, fill up. I got some quarters on me.
Are there gas gauges in these old cars?
I think. Let me check.
I would imagine so.
I'm pretty sure one of the few gauges they had was a fuel gauge, because even tractors had those back then. Like, if a John Deere is gonna have it, one of these things is gonna have it. I think even Model Ts had fuel gauges.
I mean, considering they're driving like a nicer car, more like on the luxury end, like a Chrysler, it probably does.
I'm pretty sure it's fuel. It's fuel and engine heat and speed. Those are the 3 meters that they've always had, which is why you have like the 3 windows even today.
Yeah, 1917, he invented the dashboard gas gauge. So, John Gilbert Collison, General Motors.
Cool.
Yeah, so yeah, they have gas gauges. That'd be kind of annoying if they didn't.
You just run out of gas in the middle of the road.
Oh, tough shit. I guess they.
So okay, so then is he just like worrying, or are we actually low on gas?
You're about half a tank, so
We should be fine for now. If we really need some, we can get some at the garage. There's some at the warehouse. So.
Garage? Oh, that's a British thing for sure.
Dottie would kind of roll her tongue in her mouth for a second. Garage.
I mean, the boy's got a point. That is a weird thing you say.
It's not compared to everything else. That garage, not like schedule or something. Or
Yeah, that's
anything.
a weird one too. You're weird for that one.
I'm from Chelmsford. What do you expect? Is Essex?
Is she speaking English anymore?
I'm shut the fuck up, both of you.
He'd sit back down in his seat. Sorry, I'm just a little anxious from that lady trying to attack your friend back there.
What was she trying to do? She looked like she was trying to bite you.
She was trying to eat me. How many different ways I got to say it? I don't know what they're putting in the opiates these days, but Christ.
God, I've only heard stories about people doing things like eating their fingers. Oof.
Can't say I've heard the same, but
did she bite you? Do you need to go to the hospital?
I'm not bitten. She just tore a chunk out of my jacket.
Well, it's the tailor then, she'd say very sarcastically.
Oh, yeah, we'll get right on that. I think our priorities are a little different right now.
Right.
So where do you think we should go?
Well, you didn't want to go to your appointment, and...
What's the point of going to an appointment when there's people literally trying to eat each other in the street?
Yeah, there's something really odd going on. It's lunch hour, and there's nobody out except for those people.
Oh, it's lunch hour, all right. Apparently I'm on the fucking menu.
Oh, you know what I mean, Vincent.
He just rolls his eyes, like, lean back in his seat. And yeah, as you were driving down the street, you see like those straggling people just sort of like making like a boat tearing through the water. They're leaving like a wave, sort of like following along behind you, like making their way towards you.
What are they doing? Should be looking in the rearview mirrors.
Looks like they're following us, David said. Also, there isn't a rearview mirror.
Yeah, they did do rear view mirrors. What do
Oh,
you
they
mean?
did. Oh, yeah, that didn't have side mirrors. That's right. They didn't have side mirrors on cars. And so, like,
Stop
regular.
gaslighting me.
This is a candle.
Oh my god. No, they had. Let me. Hold
Either
on.
didn't have side mirrors or rear view mirrors.
It was.
I
Let me
think
look
it's
this
that there
up.
wasn't much standardization of that until later. I know some
Okay, so
vehicles had that, but others didn't.
let me look up exactly
Oh,
what
okay,
I'm
rear
looking
view
at.
were invented in 1921.
Yeah, cause so like they're driving like a Chrysler Royale.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, no, they have both types of mirrors at this point.
Yeah, they're driving a more like luxury vehicle. So
Oh, yeah, then they definitely had rear and side mirrors.
yeah, she'd be glancing around at the mirrors and kind of like around the street, trying to figure out what the hell these people were doing.
It looks like they're following along.
Why are they following us?
Because they're trying to eat us.
She's
Like-
gonna look over his shoulder and give him a disparaging look. Like
Keep
you're
your
full of
eyes
shit.
on the road so you ain't hitting one of them. We'll be fine as long as we're in the car. This thing's a big old steel thing on wheels.
I take it you no longer wish to go to the florist.
No point. Take me home. Need to make sure my missus is okay.
Fine. Should sigh and be paying attention to the names of the streets so she could figure out where to turn. Since they're in a part of town they didn't normally ever drive through.
You would have a bit more of an issue with the fact that there were random cars just sort of like parked in the middle of the street and just abandoned. Some of them even turned over.
Dear God.
Seems like people forgot how to drive.
What on earth? Why is there a pileup and there's nobody here?
Your guess is as good as mine. Maybe they clambered out of the car.
Shouldn't the bobbies be here or something at least?
What's a bobby? Oh, that's a British thing. She means a cop kid.
She'd just reach over and put her hand over David's mouth, like, stop talking. We're trying to have a conversation.
I think the cops might have bigger problems. Or they might have become a part of the problem. He gestured, like leaned forward on the seat and pointed to some dead creature just like wandering through the street, and it looked like they were like missing half of their torso. Looked like they took a shotgun blast and are still walking around. Make a sanity roll for me.
Okay. This will be interesting.
Should be.
Do, 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 do.
Get to do.
Oops, I did not mean to select myself indefinitely. Is there a way to just roll right from sanity, or?
Should just be able to click it. If not, roll a d100 and compare.
That's annoying. It's not letting me click it. It's just like, oh wait, that's duh. I'm in edit mode. That's why. Hard success.
You steal yourself. You weren't expecting to see something so horrific, but you're not exactly surprised considering the stuff that you have seen and been thinking about today.
Dottie slows down for a minute, like as the car is just idling, and her mouth hangs open as she watches this person with a giant shotgun hole in their chest just shamble around the street.
So this is really bad, right?
Would you be up and walking around if you got an injury like that?
I've never had an injury like that. Kid, if you ever took an injury like that, you wouldn't be up and walking around and talking about it. Keep driving.
That's horrific. She would.
Vincent would pull out a pistol and just kind of like have it in his hand. Seems like
She-
we're in a bit of a situation here.
Right. 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 She'd start driving again, obviously dazed and unsettled, but still had her shit together.
Okay, you're gonna eventually make it to the nicer part of Chicago, at least to the bridge, and then until you realize the bridge is completely filled with vacant cars, and between the vacant cars, like blades of grass peeking through like peeking between trees, you see bodies sort of moving around and heading towards you. Yeah, that's a problem.
If there's more of those people, she'd
Looks like
say,
we're on foot. It says he went to open the car door.
wait, stop. They're headed towards us. We can't cross that bridge. If they're just gonna attack us like that woman.
There's a footbridge. I got a gun. I can stop people. I've done it before. I'm sure you have too.
Can I make some type, maybe like a spot check to evaluate how many people are on this bridge and
Yeah, make some sort of spot check. Spot hidden check would be fine.
spot heading?
Well,
Yeah.
what's your intelligence period?
My intelligence is a 65 and my education is a 70.
Okay, make a spot hidden check and give yourself a D10 bonus. Okay,
Oof.
that doesn't matter. You don't know. Yeah, if you had to make a guess, 10, 20. But that's very conservative. Kid, go to the trunk. There's a tire iron back there and hand the...
I don't get out of the car. Look, Vincent, I'm gonna be honest. I can't even see what's going on. I can't even tell how many people are on that bridge.
Not
But
enough to
I
stop me from seeing my wife.
tell you what I do see is hundreds of cars. We're gonna go another way.
There is no other way.
Can I make a drive auto check to like recall knowledge? Or maybe like some type of recall knowledge check about like routes around the city.
Sure, God. That would be a drive
What?
auto, because it's
Okay.
technically a relative roll.
Ow.
No, you genuinely can't think of it another way around. The longer we sit here, the more trouble we're gonna have, so let's get the fucking move
Fine.
on.
She'd shut off the car and throw the keys in her purse. Get out.
David, do you know how to use a gun? I've never used one before, but I'd be willing to learn how to use it. Well, let's call this on-the-job training. So Vincent would get out of the car, go to the back, open the trunk, and grab out a pump-action shotgun and a tire iron. All right, kid. You're on the pistol. All you do with this thing, it's double action. What that means is you squeeze the trigger and it does everything you need it to. Just point and shoot. 1 or 2 shots usually stop somebody. This is a 32. Oh, okay. Daddy, do you have a piece? I'm sure you got a derringer or something. You seem like one of those dangerous doors.
So I can say regular words and you get confused, but he can spout off weird slang and you don't. She'd look over at Dave.
What do you mean? That's just how we talk.
Oh my god. Damn it.
Gods?
Habit from playing D&D all the time. Okay, leave me alone.
She's already worshiping the elder gods.
Leave me alone. Okay. Um, fuck, okay, guess we're gonna take the bridge and get ourselves killed.
Yep, nothing new.
What could go wrong? Alright, yeah, what was so... Okay, Dottie has her 22. She
Okay.
pulls the hammer back and she has it in her free hand.
Okay. In that case, we're gonna have this is gonna technically be a well, depending on how you want to flavor it. Is this gonna be a chase or is this going to be a combat?
I don't know if I want to get into combat with minimum 24 zombies.
Regardless, you're taking the walking side of the bridge, which is railed from the street, so you can at least avoid a lot of the cars.
Oh boy. Let's do a chase. Let's do a chase. I've never actually done a chase in Call of Cthulhu.
Sure. Okay. Let me get some dice set up for my sake. Bit of a scenario. Lovely, lovely. Okay. So, you don't really need to see this. I need to see this. I want you to focus on the role play, not the mechanical side of this. Make some sort of roll for me to represent how you are trying to get out of this chase. Using a firearm is a reasonable way to advance yourself in the chase.
So, even though she has a gun, Dottie's not keen on using it. Just because you own a firearm doesn't mean you enjoy shooting people, hopefully.
A lot of people in Texas would beg to differ.
Yeah, no kidding. I'd actually like to roll stealth to begin with. So see if we can they were interested in the car and we got out of the car and now we're taking the walking path.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to roll stealth.
Sure. Go ahead and roll stealth for me.
I hate everything.
Would you like to spend some luck?
I have to spend 20 or 19.
That's a lot of luck.
I mean,
that's half my luck.
Oh Jesus.
Okay, well, this represents the start of the chase, so
I would do it.
If things keep going from bad to worse, then I will. I'm gonna save it. Since this is the beginning. If we're out to bad foot.
Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. You begin the chase, and as you make your way onto the bridge with David, who is excitedly holding a shotgun because he'd never used one before. And
no, he's holding the pistol.
Oh, he's holding the pistol. That's right. He's holding the pistol, and Vincent is holding the shotgun. I'm gonna have Vincent's probably gonna take lead unless you decide to push ahead.
No, by all means.
Okay.
You want to go head first?
Sure. So here's what I'm going to say happens. So, the chase begins, and the two of them make their way on, and David and Vince just begin shooting. Because there are a lot of people on the walking foot side of this bridge that need to be cleared out. I say people, as in these shambling creatures that have holes in them, that look rotting, they're pallid, they look dehydrated, all manner of horrible things, and they're just shooting, lighting up, loud bangs and pops over and over again, echoing off Lake Michigan. I believe it's Lake Michigan. Yep.
Damn it, you two.
And there you're left to deal with all of the dead that are throwing themselves over the rails, and you vastly undercalculated. You thought that there were about a dozen or two. You see a dozen or two just coming out of the woodwork to find you.
God.
More and more are coming out of cars, from underneath cars, from behind cars that you couldn't previously see, and 2 dozen, multiply that by about 4 or 5.
So there, instead of a couple dozen, there's a couple hundred.
Give or take. And you're at the back, dealing with the stragglers that are getting pulled along. And you saw what happened when you drove a car by. They started to conform in the back, and they got really thick in the back. That's where you are. You're in the back. So what roll would you like to make to advance the chase? Of course, what is your movement?
Just regulars, just beat the plain 8. Because I have a build of 0.
Movement has nothing to do with your build. 8 is pretty high.
I don't see it anywhere.
I'm not sure it would be on the Roll20 sheet. Yeah, if you have a movement of 8, don't worry about it.
It would be on combat. It would be on combat.
Combat?
Under the combat tab, yeah. Calculated based off your
7.
stats.
7.
Yeah.
It's a 7.
That's pretty
Okay.
solid.
That is solid. That's average.
So are they behind us, or are they just ahead of us? And
Both,
headed in our direction?
but David and Vincent seem to be dispatching a lot of them. So here's the disparity here. You're at the back of the bridge, right here. David and Vince are up here, so they're pulling in dead from back here and along the sides. So they're coming through. So they're going to be, if you don't move and act quickly, they're going to be in front of you, behind you, and you're not going to really have much of an option other than to just actually get eaten.
I'm talking like as a group. I was asking as a group. Are they behind us?
Who is behind you? Who's they?
The zombies.
They're behind you. They are ahead of you. They are beside you. You are completely surrounded, but you actually have options right now. Right now, you have options.
Are they? So where is the largest concentration and the smallest concentration?
What relevance does this have?
Because I'm trying to decide if we're gonna go forward or I'm gonna try to get these 2 idiots to come and get back in the car with me.
They're pretty thick near the middle, which if you don't catch up with the 2 of them, you're going to be the one stuck dealing with it, not those 2. They're pushing ahead.
Well, since I have no choice, I'll just have to catch up with them then.
Okay. So I'm asking you what you would like to do other than just move, or are you just moving?
I'm gonna try to convince these guys to run and stop wasting bullets. So
they're not wasting bullets. They are clearing things out of the way so you can continue forward. As I've said.
I get that, but by shooting, the only thing they're doing is attracting more of them. So, in a way, that is a waste. So.
Okay, well, shooting is the quickest. I'm not going to be any more meta than that.
Well, this isn't much of a chase if I have no option for it to be combat, Nick.
I said you can move or you can take an action. Or you can. Well, you're going to be moving. Period. And you can also take some sort of action while you're moving.
And it sounds like my only action is to shoot.
Think outside the box. Or you don't have to, or you could just move.
I don't.
This is a
can't
joke.
really make a can't make a charm check against these monsters. So.
This is a chase, not a you know, like I don't know what to tell you. This is a chase.
I don't have a way to think outside the box.
Luck.
Okay, I'll make a luck check. There we go. It's finally extreme success.
You have some ideas. You could always go and let me see. Let me check something real quick. I'm just curious. As you're sort of making your way along, you begin to put everything together and realize that these things are attracted by noise. So, making some sort of particularly loud noise would be able to, say, attract them. And you just so happen to see a car that is leaking gasoline.
Okay, that's much better. Um, Handgun check to try to shoot the car, create an explosion.
Indeed. Well, you'd have to, yeah, you have to shoot the car in such a way to create a spark. That's essentially what you need to do.
Okay. I think I'll use some luck for that.
Be
I'll
11 or 9.
use. Yeah, I'll use 9 of my luck to turn that into a success.
Okay. Okay, so you take a shot at this and you see it sort of like hit the ground and like spark and then this massive explosion that sends this car into a big plume of flames. And that did seem to do it. You did seem to attract a good chunk of these undead that are coming from the side to go turn and look at that massive explosion. You also managed to take a good handful of them out while you were at it. But you realize that other cars or they begin to start flaming, or they begin to flame, rather. Forgive me. And you realize that you might have just set off like a chain reaction if you're not careful. You did get their attention, which would make running a lot easier.
Chain reaction might actually be a good thing in this situation.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move you 2 spots ahead on the chase.
Good.
And now the dead are moving. I'm going to have them make a particular roll here. If I can find my D100. 100. My dice for my D100. Okay. No, they're not doing particularly well. They're sufficiently distracted by these cars going off. And it takes after the first explosion, it takes a good 10, 12 seconds before the next one to go, another car to go up. And you know it's only a matter of time. There's plumes of smoke going up into the air. Yeah, it's pretty violent. Your ears are ringing, etc. What do you do? I guess I'll roll for David and Vincent. They're doing just fine.
I'm gonna turn around to these two. Boys, help me with these cars. They're worried about all that noise. They won't be looking at us.
Vincent catches one of the dead, like trying to lunge over the rail at him, and he catches it right in the head. Explosion of blood and gore. Make a sanity check for me.
Now I have that particular background. I don't know if this. I think it might be bodily harm though.
This
And
is
I don't
killing.
know. Okay, so that'll be
Still a sanity check. You're
extreme
fine.
success.
Matter of fact, the fact that you saw that guy with the side blown out and now this guy getting his head blown off, you sort of already, your mind has already steeled itself against this whole situation, and you realize that these things aren't people. They are just strange things inside of people controlling them. They are not humans anymore. And now you've quickly picked up on the fact that it's bothering you less.
Strange things are happening to me, but from Toy Story playing in the background.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. And
Like I said, I'm gonna get the guys to help me shoot some of these cars, so it draws the rest of the dead on the bridge over to the fire, and hopefully they'll either explode some of them or set themselves on fire. Basically,
Okay.
just leave us the hell alone.
okay, is that what you're gonna do for your whole turn?
Um, only if you're gonna make me use my action to make like a persuade check or something.
I mean, I'm gonna have you use your action to see if you can actually like shout above the explosions and stuff like that, and the gunshots. So why don't you make what's your con?
45. It's a 45.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna have them make I'll make a luck roll. See if you actually start talking or finish talking before another explosion goes off. You're breathing in the mic on.
Oh no!
You can't spend luck on a luck roll, by the way. So
No! I can't believe this is bullshit.
I'm just gonna put this out there. You've had better rolls than I'm pretty sure the rest of us combined. So at least you're doing successful occasionally.
I'm having mixed successes here.
you move forward, and so do the dead. You're sort of back at square one, but you're still a bit ahead of them. So as the cars continue exploding, David and Vince don't seem to notice you're yelling or screaming, for that matter. You're about halfway across the bridge now. But the thing that you're worried about is when you get across the bridge, how many dead are going to be waiting on the other side with all this noise. What do you do?
I'd like to make a spot hidden check to see maybe if they have like a service ladder, because I don't think they even had like fire escapes or anything in this day and age. I don't think that was a thing yet.
Fire escapes, they very much were because of the Great Fire in Chicago.
What year was that?
Uh,
I thought that didn't happen until much later.
1871.
Oh, 18. Okay. Okay, is there a fire escape or a service ladder or something like that where we could get off before the bridge ends and then we could like just like trek through the grass and the rocks?
Go ahead and make that for me.
Spot hidden. Okie doke. Oh my god. A 2.
You're about to run past it when you notice it. Right over the edge, you see like a cage and a ladder going down, and it's kind of like it's one of those ladders that like curls over and around and down. That's the only way you notice it as you're running along through all the hectic gunfire and explosions.
I fucking wish that I could get rolls like this in Deathwatch. What the hell?
Well, see, the thing is, the difference between this and Deathwatch is Deathwatch, you have a chance to survive really bad situations. And this, you will instantly die if something goes really bad.
Oh.
Deathwatch, you got plenty of soak. There's no soak in this game.
Yeah, but like, I still want to not fail literally all my rolls.
Well, I said there's no soak in this game. There is some soak.
All right. I'm gonna get the guy's attention.
Make a luck roll.
Very least. I'm gonna grab David by the arm instead of just trying to yell over the noise.
Okay, Vincent's a bit ahead of you. David's closest.
She's gonna point at Vincent, like, get him, since they can't really talk to each other over the noise.
Okay, so all right, in that case, David's gonna go run and try to grab Vincent. Vincent isn't really paying attention and like shoves David away, and he keeps shooting, keeps going through the bridge like he's not stopping for any reason.
I'll make a luck roll to try to get Vincent's attention. Oh man.
You got David's. David comes running back and shaking his head. I can't get him to give up. I guess it's save ourselves, right?
Motherfucker. Get down. I'll try to get him. She'd
He's get. I'm going
push
to.
him toward. Huh?
I'm going to advise against this, from GM to player. If
Oh,
you
is he-
attempt to go and save him and fail, the ramifications will be huge. I'm giving you a warning.
Oh, so he's
You-
that
you-
far. He's that far ahead.
You may attempt it. I'm not stopping you from attempting it, but failure is a very terrible thing here.
Fuck.
If you take the latter, you're clear. If you go back and help him, you are going to take steps back in this chase.
Oh no.
Ooh.
That's not good.
Yeah.
This situation is incredibly dire. David will remember this.
I don't remember this. So, I have a question.
Please.
Could I try to get Vincent's attention without getting any closer to the dead by making like a handgun check or something to shoot one of the zombies in front of him or maybe something near him?
It's going to be a difficult check
I imagine.
because trying to shoot something near him, you might end up shooting him instead.
Ooh.
So I'm going to need a hard success for this.
God damn it. I have a 35 in handguns. Fuck.
30. Well, a hard success would be a 17 or lower.
So he's really
Ooh.
just like
He's
happy
pushing
to
on
get
ahead.
him-
He
He's
is
happy to get
snow
himself
plowing.
killed.
He's snow plowing ahead, making good progress, but he is, as he pushes in, he's getting surrounded from the back too.
Man, I don't.
Vincent's one stubborn bastard.
I don't want to leave him behind, but I also don't want to fucking die.
Make your check. Tell me what you want to do. You can go down that ladder. You don't got to make any check. You can shoot. You can try to make a shot at him. That will be a check. If you go down the ladder, the chase ends. If you try to shoot at Vincent, the chase continues.
What do you think, team?
This is a zombie apocalypse. Some folks you gotta give up the ghost on. And I suspect Vincent's asking to die with extra steps.
Yeah, if he's doing this out of the gate, what the fuck else is he gonna do later down the line?
Right.
Exactly.
Honestly, not gonna lie, I never really cared much for Vincent anyway. I'm sure we can find better.
Vincent,
We can
Vincent-
find a second Vincent. There's a lot of Chicago in the 20s. We'll find another one.
so Vincent is, for all his faults, he is an excellent shot.
It's true.
He
Yeah.
all the dead that
He
he's
was-
been killing, headshots.
He's also a mob connection.
It's
Meta
true,
speaking.
but that's
also
also
insane.
kind of a roll of the die. I'm absolutely certain we'll find more mob connections.
Also,
It's
he's kind of
unfortunate, but I'd
endangering.
rather you be alive than him.
He's also kind of endangering everyone right now by being so reckless. As you
Yeah.
say, what if he gets worse down the line?
Yeah.
That's my view.
Is he gonna die if I leave him behind, or does he have a chance of getting out there
I'm
on
not
his
telling
own?
you that.
Oh,
That
I
would
would
that would
assume
take
if
that
he
would
said-
take all of the suspense out of the situation if I were to tell you that.
Fuck, you're right.
Look,
I
if
think
he's gonna die, then he's gonna die. If he's not gonna die, then he was never meant to die, and it's fine. And we, either way, like, just don't get killed waiting for it to happen.
Omni has a
Basically.
point. Fuck
Mhm.
Vincent, he can get out on his own.
Yeah, like,
Go.
if this guy's over here pulling Captain America, let him have his movie. Like, get the fuck out of there.
Alright.
let him pretend he's the protagonist. It's fine.
So you're leaving Vincent, and that's your final decision.
I'm going down the ladder.
Okay, David will remember this. So David starts following you down the ladder.
He sees her hesitating and trying to scream over the noise to get Vincent's attention.
David's like you there's like a ringing in your ears and you're trying to make this decision, and David's like gesturing between the ladder and him like, pick something, we need to go. And you can tell he's yelling at you, but you can't hear what he's saying. Just all the
Dottie.
ringing in your ears.
Dottie gives up and jumps over the edge and starts going down the ladder as quick as she can.
Okay. And so the chase ends. Let's move back to Dodger.
Oh, cool.
Dodger, the two nutsos in the flat are going at it about some nonsense about theater, blah, blah, blah. The police officer, Cliff, has left a while ago now. It's been probably 20, 30 minutes, maybe not an hour. You're not sure. You've been locked in this room with these idiots. You kind of wish that you weren't. So, what would you like to do?
Is there what level flat is how off the ground is the apartment?
This will be the third story.
Right.
This
Does it
flat's
have a
5
fire-
stories.
Does it have a fire exit?
Yes, it does.
I would like to go and stand at the fire exit to get some
Okay.
air, as it were.
So, opening the window, looking at the fire escape window.
Oh, no, she's getting out the window. She's going to stand and get.
Oh,
out the
you're stepping out onto the fire escape.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as you're sort of standing out there, like looking out at the street, mostly the alleyway. The alleyway is full of clutter, as you'd imagine, dumpsters and stuff like that. The occasional
Just wants away
straggler.
from-
Oh yeah, the occasional straggler is like far below, and they're just sort of meandering their way about. There's a surprisingly low amount of dead in this area compared to the horde that you saw.
Well, it is nice and quiet. Suppose she's literally just kind of surveying the scene, trying to work out she's basically looking for exit strategies. Is kind of what her thing is right now. Trying to figure out if climbing down the fire escape is a very good option right now.
Climbing down the fire escape would be a bit difficult. Releasing the fire escape ladder is normally pretty easy, but it takes a little bit of finagling to get it. If you absolutely needed to get down the fire escape in a life or death situation, you're absolutely sure you could.
Okay. Can I go up the fire escape and look in the window above?
Oh, so you're wanting to go up?
Yeah, just gonna explore and see what's happening with the windows.
As you go around to go up, you actually see a man like leaning on the fire escape, and he's just like burning a cigarette. And you see he's up, like he's up, not like the next floor, but the 5th floor, like the top floor.
Very top.
He's up there. He's a fellow that has he looks Hispanic in appearance. He has a brown caramel, sort of, not caramel. I don't want to use food thing to describe skin color. Ochre, like a light ochre colored skin.
Okay.
I don't want to use food to describe skin color. That's kind of fetishizing. It's not cool.
That's fair. She kind of just peers over just enough to see him, and I don't know. Maybe gives a sort of like a very quiet hey.
And turns his head down. He's wearing suit pants, some shoes, but he's also wearing an undershirt, a tank top, as it were. And he looks down at you.
You ain't one of those undead, are you?
He just shake his head.
Do you mind if I come up and join you? The 2 psychopaths in the apartment haven't shut up for about 20 minutes.
Yeah, sure. Come on up.
Until toddle on up the fire escape.
This fellow's a larger man. He isn't larger as in he's a portly fellow. He's not particularly tall. He's about 5'9", 5'10", so pretty average. A little bit taller than average at the time. And his head, he's kind of thinning on top with his hair, and he doesn't have any facial hair. And he has this he has a soft yet like sort of chiseled look to his face. You can tell, as somebody who's an American, he's some sort of mixture of Hispanic and maybe some Native American
Okay.
from his features.
You doing all right up here? I see you're on your own, and you know what's going on, right? I'm not just talking words at you, and you're not understanding me.
Oh, I understand.
Okay. What are you doing up here on your own?
Needed some fresh air, probably just like you.
I assume you live in the apartments here. I'm sure you know all about what was her name, Miss LaBelle, down on the third floor.
Ah, yeah, the flapper girl makes a lot
Yeah,
of hoopla about her movies and the like.
she's a movie star. Not much for getting out much. As you can see, and she kind of points down at her. The uniform is a little bit kind of dirty, but she goes, uh, "How rude of me. My name is Dodger. I work at the hospital just up the road."
Dodger, is that your surname or?
Just Dodger.
Well, nice to meet you, Dodger. I'm Bartolome, but people call me Bart. Bart Gill.
It's nice to meet you, sir. Uh, what do you think is going on here? I was down at the hospital and people were just attacking each other, and I got scared.
If I had to take a guess, there's some sort of sickness like the Spanish flu going around, but it's bringing people back.
Yeah. I was at Ground Zero when that happened. I saw the whole thing.
Define ground zero. I'm not a medical
Uh,
expert.
it essentially means that I met what I believe to be what spread throughout the city so fast. Meaning, uh, I saw people turn in a very closed space. The hospital is basically just uninhabitable.
So you think this started at the hospital? Is what you're getting at?
Um, I could have. Uh, I saw some quite a few patients came to the hospital with bites and stuff, but I don't know. It's it all happened so fast. I'm still a little bit exhausted.
He turns to face you fully after a moment. He was just burning a cigarette, and you can see that he has like a blood stain on his wife, his muscle shirt, tank top, whatever you want to call it.
Are you hurt, sir?
No, but the person that tried to mess with me today sure is.
You didn't happen to get a bite or scratches?
No, I was wearing a full suit when one of them things attacked me.
Okay. Um, as far as I'm aware, it seems to be the bites or scratches, possibly. I'm not quite sure on that one, but it seems to be the bites that are taking people to the other side and bringing them back, as it were. Please be careful of them.
Maybe you can
Sir,
do me a
fumbling.
favor, since you're a doctor, right?
I'm a nurse practitioner, but basically a doctor.
I got somebody inside who's sick. Would you mind taking a look at him? Not sick with any of this. They've got some sort of fever.
Um, I can take a look. Were they in contact with the? She takes a minute to think about what to call them.
The infected.
Let's go with infected.
Sick.
Were they in contact with them?
No, they've been here all day. They've been here all week. A matter of fact, they've had the same sickness.
Okay, I
I
can
haven't been
take a
able to
look.
get a doctor out here since something's been going on.
Okay, I can see what I can do. And she's got her bag, holds it up.
He'd open up the window and let you in. He lived in a pretty nice flat, kind of like the one you were just inside of, Sylvie's, and it was surprisingly spacious. And he'd lead you to a room that was separate. And this guy had like the decor of his apartment was particularly interesting. Um, it was a lot of like advertising pamphlets and stuff like that, like things you'd expect to see in the 20s, like Coke and cigarettes and clothing companies. Like I believe LL Bean was big in the 20s. Uh, uh, Trying to think of some more clothing companies. There's a
I'm
lot
not
of clothing
sure.
companies.
Levi's, I think would be a big thing right now.
Levi's, yeah, typical stuff.
Macy's.
Macy's, yep, and
Yeah.
yeah, like the kind of stuff you'd expect to see like on stores, but you realize that when you get a little bit closer to these are actual paintings.
Oh,
Oh,
uh,
that's really cool. He's one of those type of painting artists.
are
Yeah,
you?
you take a turn around a corner where he's leading you to a door, and you see right in front of these big windows and these windows are opened up and out. Normally, you can tell, but they're closed right now. You can see an easel and a large desk full of paints.
Oh, are you one of those artistic types?
Yeah, I paint advertisements for companies. Yeah,
Oh, well, that's interesting. I suppose I don't really get to see much advertisement. I basically spend all my time in the same place, and these are beautiful.
thank you. My partner and I work on them together.
Oh, is that is that who we're going to help?
Yeah, she's been sick for a while. Like I said, nearly a week. Isn't really getting any better, but isn't getting any worse either. I've been giving her soup. He gestured to one of the paintings, which happened to be a Campbell's soup advertisement.
That's some lovely soup. Okay. What's your partner's name, if you don't mind me prying a little?
Mary.
Mary. Okay. Uh, yeah, she's kind of just gonna staring at all the paintings like, whoa, like this is what the world looks like. uh,
He'd go over and let you into the room. And not a huge bed, four poster bed, king size, uh, really nice room. And funnily enough, no paintings on the wall in here. At least none that resemble the ones that were in the main area, which these paintings looked a lot more relaxed, like landscapes, stuff you'd expect to see, landscapes of the American Midwest.
wow. Miss Mary.
She might be asleep.
Okay. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to wake her if you want me to take a look at her. I need to ask her some questions.
Sure, I'll leave the two of you alone.
Okay. I won't be long, Mr. Bart.
Did nod, and he closed the door behind, very gently.
Oh, I meant to ask, is this lit up or is it like just pitch black?
Oh, in this room, there's a lamp.
Okay.
There's two lamps, and neither of them are on, but the rest of the flat is illuminated by light fixtures.
I suppose I'll go over. Is she fully covered, or is she like got like her head poking out of the covers, or?
Head poking out.
Okay. I'll gently like poke her in the shoulder. Miss Mary.
She starts to stir a little bit and grumble.
Um, I'm a nurse. My name is Dodge. I'm here to take a look at you and make sure you're okay.
She'd nod a little.
I'm very, very sorry to have woken you from a slumber, but I was just wondering what you were doing when you started to feel like worse for wear, I guess.
I just came back from work, and next morning, in the middle of the night, I started feeling really sick, very fatigued.
Okay. And where is it you work, Miss Mary? And as she's talking, she's gonna put her hand on her forehead to feel her temperature.
She's pretty warm, more so than she should be.
Hmm.
I work in an
Correct.
advertising company downtown.
Oh, your partner, Mr. Bart, did mention that you worked on paintings together.
We
Ah,
don't work on paintings together. I handle the um, boring stuff, as he calls it.
the accountant. I get you.
I help come up with the slogans and stuff like that.
Oh, that's interesting. Can I do a biology check to see if see if I can try and work out what's going on with her?
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Just while I'm trying to, chat with her and make sure she's calm. I need to find my. There it is. I lost the page. Don't worry.
You could also,
That is a. Where's my character sheet?
it's either barely a success or not one.
I'm going to use 5 luck to make it a success.
Okay. Remember, whenever you spend luck to make something a success, do not check the box of the
I
skill.
know.
Okay.
Put this down. Okay.
She just seems to have a nasty cold. If she's been sick with this, whatever this virus thing is, for a week, she wouldn't be talking. You're sure of it.
She would have been turned by now.
Oh yeah, she would. She would have been something else entirely at this point.
So, judging from the symptoms and stuff that I've seen, it is just a really bad flu.
Yeah,
Or is it?
yeah,
Okay.
some really yeah, just bad fever. She's sniffling. She seems congested.
Okay. I might have something in my bag. I might have some medicine I can give you that might help you a little bit. Might even give you a better sleep.
Hmm.
And I'm going to look at my bag because I don't know if I carry medicine with me.
Oh, you can bullshit me on that. You have a doctor's bag after all.
Yeah, so she'd probably carry like very, very basic like painkillers and antibiotics.
Yeah,
Nothing
absolutely.
proper extreme good. Do you want me to roll a medicine check to see?
Yeah, roll a medicine check just to see how
Where is my medicine check? There it
the
is.
effect is, as it were.
I know what I need to beat. Let me just. That's a D1000. There we go. That is an extreme success.
Cool. Yeah, no, you treat her well. You give her the exact correct medicine because you know exactly what she's sick with. It's just a particular strain of flu.
Okay. Now, Miss Mary, I'm gonna give you these it'll help ease you off. It might take a little bit, but you will be safe with these. And you should be right as rain in a couple of days, give or take.
She'd nod.
Okay. You don't have anything to worry about. It's just a very temperamental cold. It's nothing too serious, dear.
I see. Thank you.
You can go ahead and get some rest now. I'll send Bart in with some food, some water, some liquids. They'll clean you right up.
She'd nod again.
Yeah, and she's just gonna give her she put a hand on her forehead again, just as a sort of like a heartwarming gesture, and then quietly leave. Friend, that was a nice interaction. Oh,
yeah. Nice, pleasant interaction.
A wholesome break from hell.
What a total break from the fleeing horde of zombies. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, she'll go find Bart.
Okay. Yeah, Bart would just be sort of like sitting down, and he'd be sitting on a stool, and he had like a little framing tool up on the canvas, and he was just sort of like sketching out something. You're not quite sure what he's doing. And the fact you know something really bad's happened, and he's still sitting there sketching out a painting. You
kind of just enjoying the fact that even as an artist in this apocalypse is still working hard. She has a bit. Doja has a reflective moment of, oh, so there's something happening, but this guy is just quite happy.
How is she?
She'll be fine. It's just a very bad cold. I gave her some antibiotics, and she should be registering in about a couple of days.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you.
You're most welcome, and thank you for giving me a break from your neighbors. They're quite eccentric.
Neighbors?
Well,
Oh yeah, the lady downstairs, right?
yeah.
She can be quite loud, but I think she has a good heart.
What can you tell me about him? I only met him about maybe 25 minutes ago. Well, about 40 minutes ago now.
Well, there's a lot of artists that live in here, successful artists. This is sort of the place to be if you're an artist of any kind, be that theater, musical, painting.
What about the gentleman? He seems a little like a few screws short of a house, I guess.
Her brother, don't know much about him. I've heard her talk about him a few times, but that's about it. I just know he's not a good fit for this sort of place.
You mean he's not an artistic type? He has a very colorful way with words.
Maybe he could be a poet if he refined his grammar a bit,
Oh, uh, oh,
or a sailor with how he talks.
oh, that's everyone's allowed a little bit of foul language every now and then. I think I've sworn more times tonight than I have in the last year.
Yeah, I think everybody has. He'd like lean his head back from the canvas and like take a good look at it, and he'd stand himself up from the stool and take a few steps back.
It's very nice.
Thank you.
I gotta ask you a question. Have you told Mary about what's going on outside?
I don't think her heart could take it. I'm just
I
trying to
will.
bide the time until she feels better.
Yeah. I would wait and see what happens. Have you got enough supplies for a couple of days at least? I would not recommend going down anytime soon.
I mix my own paints, but I'm gonna need some more pigments pretty soon, probably within the week, which is unfortunate, granted the circumstance. But that is something I'm willing to go out and forage for if I know things are a little bit clearer. But I know that's not how it's going to be.
With Dodger's knowledge, does she know if there's any like supermarkets kind of close by, or anywhere that they can at least forage for food for a couple of days?
So you're definitely going to be able to find a supermarket, no problem. What he's asking for are pigments for his paint. So you're,
You know, she's not thinking about that. She's more interested in making sure that they can get food
oh
and
yeah,
stay alive in the apartment.
you're not the you're most certainly not the only person that had the idea to go scavenge for food immediately. So you're not actually not 100% sure.
Okay.
Canned goods though, always a sure bet.
Okay. Well, if you do happen to leave the apartment, uh, I would recommend at least foraging for some food, or because it's not looking too great. Although it's quite kind of quiet right now. I would probably recommend not leaving for a while.
I didn't plan on it.
Okay. When we're on the same page, as it were. Um.
If I were to leave to go find things like
Mm.
pigments, would you keep an eye on Mary while I'm gone?
Mr. Boy, I don't know how long I'm gonna be in this building. I don't know what those two downstairs are doing. I don't even know where I am right now. And I got nothing. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I've been at the moment.
And stay here, rest a while.
I don't know. I I did leave someone back at the hospital that I need to go back and check on at some point in the next maybe a few hours. I don't know how long they've got there.
Didn't you say that this whole thing started at the hospital?
Yeah, that I did.
Do you think that's wise to go there?
not, not even slightly, but I kind of maybe owe it to them to go and check on them.
I'm not going to judge you, but I don't really think you should go alone, let alone at this hour.
Mm. I wasn't planning on going today or tonight. I was more thinking in the morning. Hopefully that it clears up a little. Maybe the infected go go out of the city. I don't know. This is all new to me. I think it's new to everyone. I'm on the verge of having a fucking breakdown right now.
Go have a seat on the couch. I'll put the record on.
She'll kind of happily oblige and just have a sit down. Like,
Let's see. He'd put on some calm music.
oh,
Uh,
this is a really nice, like, small break from what's happening outside.
yeah, there's not a lot of music that you'd probably know from the 20s, but we'll say My Blue Heaven by Gene Austin, like just a Gene Austin album. And just nice and relaxing in his apartment, and then you're just sitting on the fanning couch, and he's just painting while he has the phonograph going.
She's just
I guess it'd be a
staring off.
record player, not a phonograph at this point.
I think at some point while the music's going and the painting's going, she might just drift off into sleep. So she's just kind of like falling over.
I guess we'll end the session just on a nice, pleasant note.
Nice pleasant ending where Dodger's just drifting off to the side. Gene Austin.
Huzzah.
It was all a dream.
she wake up back at the hospital. It's like zombies are killing. Like, oh fuck.
I had this weird dream. I was someone else, and I was talking about a train, and then I was someone else, and I watched someone get mobbed by a bunch of zombies, and I was someone else, and I was arguing with my sister.
I saw the
Oh.
future. I saw the year 2045.
And some weird dorks in 2023 were fucking pretending to be us, and it was really weird.
Oh god, it's 2023.
I've seen some things. Oh god.
All right, well, I appreciate you folks. Obviously, I'm not going to do a big, lengthy outro for everybody here, but I wanted to specifically shout out Kat and Alec. Please,
Love them.
yes, please check out their work at LoreMasters93. You can see their handles there. Elise is an artist. You can check her out on go to her Twitter, and then through that Twitter, you can find her Etsy page where she makes really cool and awesome designs for Dungeons and Dragons and more games too. They're very cool. And check out Art, who, if you heard any of the ambiance, which if you didn't hear the ambiance, you haven't been watching, Art has done all the ambiance and the intro music for this stream. Please check out their work. You can go to @Tyartimus on Twitter, and you can surely find their SoundCloud link through there.
I also released a new song yesterday, and it's now my second most played song after Free Runner, but my top song right now. So
yeah, that's so
it's
cool.
At the very top of my page, just boom.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah,
You're doing
that's
so
Hell yeah.
fun.
Don't, you'll make me cry.
Alec is
I'll do
a
as I please. Good job.
Alec is a homebrew creator, like a lot of us. He makes a lot of 5e content, but he's more specifically right now, I'm very excited. He's currently working on a Bioshock-inspired game called Spliced. Please follow him to keep up with that if you're not already following him. Very happy to always have him aboard. He always adds a nice little extra bit of spice to a game. I'm happy to know the guy, happy to play with him. And lastly, of course, we have Omni, who is running his own game. He is, yeah, but no pressure. Every other Saturday, 12:30 p.m. CST, if I remember correctly.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
And I'm a part of that. Hopefully, more frequently a part of that. But with work, I'm gonna try to figure it out. But
Life be the way it is, man. I'm happy to have you even on board.
Well, I appreciate you, boss. And I'll obviously check out Omni on Twitter. He posts his art there too, and a lot of us are artists. So I don't know if you could tell. But I also did all the art for the streams for this stream. All the handouts you see, I painted those. And if you're interested in a commission, I like painting simple portraiture and stuff like that. And I can get you those sorts of things. I can get out a painting to you in a night. I paint that.
I'm just gonna say I did get one, and it's the most gorgeous piece of artwork I own.
No, well, you do me so much good service. I am just a mediocre artist. I'm happy to share my work.
Listen,
and
Shut
I'm happy
up!
to do that.
You're good.
Listen,
Shut up.
you painted my elf, and she is the most adorable thing on the planet. I have put it everywhere. I've shown it to every single person I've met.
Oh, never let her
Look
let
at
us reading
this.
a party of 3. Hello, welcome in.
Oh, never. Hey.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate you. We're just wrapping up stream here, but I appreciate it. I'm gonna send your viewers, I'm gonna send your raiders here over to another stream. I'll send you over to Derek's stream. I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
The VOD will be up almost immediately as soon as it comes up. So I appreciate you. Thank you to everybody in the chat for hanging out. Thank you for the constant support. Thank you for being patient today as we started later because of my new work schedule and all that. I appreciate everybody's understanding and patience, and I will see you very soon.